Welcome to the second part of the first week of the 4th Discord-hosted Starsector Grand AI Tournament. For those who are unaware, or who would like a refresher, in this tournament each player is tasked with submitting a fleet of their making and pitting them against a gauntlet of enemies in a wave-deploying endurance match. My name is Dizzy, though I may go as other names elsewhere, and I will be finishing the remainder of the Prime League submissions before completing the Underdog League. This league is populated by community-made mods that, while not necessarily unbalanced, are less known about or used. The matches will begin soon, so sit back, relax, and be ready to watch some ships explode.
And there we go, it's launched. Alright. So I needed to do that because everything was getting real slow. Okay, so as the lovely text-to-speech lady already summarized, this is the second part of the Starsector Grand AI Tournament, 4th edition. Ooh. And has been covered in the Discord server, but I'll refresh again here. I'm going to be doing a couple rematches, a few, the remainder of the Prime League contestants, and then I'm going to go through the entire Underdog League. This will probably be a pretty long stream, I'm going to be honest. Unfortunately, that's just what we got to deal with. Because it's going to be like 12 people. So, just for the sake of being, the first one on the list, I'm going to start off with the rematch for my fleet, which is Diable. I can never figure out how to pronounce that. Oh well.
Good day to you.
No, text-to-speak. You're done, text-to-speech. Please stop. Can I enable a higher stream resolution? It's 720. It should be on your end if you can increase resolution. Quality 7. Yeah, I can get 720 on my side. Feel free to tell me if the volume isn't right here. I can turn it up or down. So consider this this one rematch, because it's my rematch. I'll just kind of use it as the tech test as well. They want 1080? Oh, well, beggars can't be choosers. So starting right off, we have a lovely, lovely spray of Thrush LRMs, which of course, when they miss their target, explode into micro-missiles. Fantastic weapon system. Dizzy's disqualified over 600k. That wasn't over 600k, it shouldn't be anyway. That would be strange and confusing if it was. Because it hasn't been. I didn't change anything in my fleet. Also, I'm sorry about a little bit of lag. This fleet doesn't like my processor because of all these missiles. It kind of helps, ironically, for me to speed up in short bursts. Gonna go get food while the first wave gets eaten? That's a good idea. It was 604? Ah, shit. I gotta make sure everything's fine then. Sorry. There's no variation, is there? You guys better not be messing with me, because that's just gonna be sad. No, it's fine now. I don't know about it before, but it's fine now. The game's kind of laggy. I know, Karoy. This, like I said, this fleet, all these missiles going everywhere, it's not good for the processor. And I don't have as good of a computer as Nemo does, sadly. Oh, look at that. That was a good couple hits. At the very least, this fleet gives a good fireworks show when you zoom out. And that's the thing, too. Early on, I kind of got to zoom out. Once things are going on, I can zoom in like this, and it runs smoother. I have missed enough. Yeah, nobody's missed anything. There was just a false start because the budget thing glitched for some reason. So over here we have a cluster of Vapors, a couple Jerichos, and the Maelstrom going against a single Berserker. I don't know how well that's going to go for them. Berserker, I mean. Yeah, it's retreating. I'm going to be tapping the fast forward button a lot because it tends to help with frames just to tap it. Ooh, Hammer Barrage on the Jericho. That's not good. I need to drag now. Oof. Consider this cinematic slow motion right now. Hammers. Maelstrom's doing pretty alright. Got a kill. This is only the first wave, mind you. We got a few more. And then the game will run better because the other fleets are not as bad as this. So it's the Defender, 2 Defenders. Something that amuses me to no end about this fleet is that the Haze here with 6 Thrushes actually manages to hit the Defenders with the missiles, despite all the flares. All those Ibis... Yeah, see, it just hit a Defender with Thrushes. All those Ibis, and they didn't even stop the hammers. Nah, they're not going to stop the hammers. It's not really a good anti-torpedo PD system. And the other Berserker is dead. Berserker destroyed. Oh, I guess the hull got blown up. Haze is leading the charge. It's not the Haze's job. I don't like when the Haze leads the charge. It's not a frontline ship. But even just the Rexons are taking out the armor. And that almost killed it. Okay, good job, Haze, I guess. Now I got some Thrushes over on the right flank. The Jericho just getting ready for whatever he's doing. I don't know. Another Jericho's getting hit by some shots. He's alright. Gust is going to do some work on this Berserker. And watch this health bar go down. Oh, he stopped firing. Alright, well, he'll finish that off. Maelstrom, I don't know what he's doing. Gust is going to finish his kill. There we go. Haze versus 2 Ramparts. This could go either way right now. Somebody followed. It's not pretty much good for somebody. Oh, I put all that effort into this. Alright, I'm just going to open Stream Lattice. Just let that happen. On the, my second screen, I mean, which is just it's just a laptop sitting about 10 feet away from me. I'm watching this, I swear, and the Haze is getting slaughtered. This isn't good for me. Yeah, the Haze isn't a frontliner. So this is why rematches are gambling, because that didn't go very well for me so far. This fleet has made it to Wave 9 relatively consistently, though, in tests. But, you know, obviously this isn't a test, this is the real thing. So, oh well. Yeah, the Haze doesn't like living. That would be a correct assessment of the situation. Nobody likes living today. Followers, per PR, 3Rs, KI, and Nemo. Thank you for the follow, guys. Well, let's watch this fleet not do nearly as well as it could. Because the sad thing about the Haze dying is that the Haze, with its 6 Thrushes, or 3 Thrushes that fire 2 each, so that's 6 missiles, is actually a lot of this fleet's killing power. Now it's really just the Maelstrom and Gust, and the Jerichos don't do much productive now. Like, they're not going to be very productive. Oop, frames are dying. I guess Let's watch this guy, because he's going to lag me less than this guy over here. all of his big weapons on sentries. That's what I like to see. There's like no point defense in this guy left, because he's just missing all of his shots. No, they're working fine. Look at that. I don't know why he keeps letting the thrushes get worked on. I suppose that's his fault. Two Derricos taking on a Bastion. That's a French word for probably wall. Spooky Derrico glow of frame rate death. It's probably the Derrico having something to do with this as well. There's a lot of things that have to calculate on screen for this fleet. It will run better. It won't run perfectly. I'm not gonna say it'll run perfectly because I just don't have that good of a computer for this stuff. But it'll run better than this. Good ram. What a silly little brick. Silly, silly brick. Derricos still have thrushes, which helps. And they're ECM thrushes, too. The only ship in my fleet that has thrushes without ECM is the Gust. That's it. Maelstrom doesn't have thrushes. It has its own micro missiles. It doesn't have ECM because I didn't see the point. That's another Bastion. What is Bastion? It's French for bastion. What's bastion? Wall? I don't know what bastion actually means. Defense? Wall? I mean, basically, it's a synonym for wall. All I'm saying. French use a lot of vowels. Here's the frigate wave. Yeah, we really did lose that haze early, didn't we? Earthguard, sorry he's out. Yeah, bye guy, bye man. I'm not actually the person who's going to be streaming this next week. We have a different person that's normally scheduled for it, but I have to do it this week because of availability reasons. I'm not offended. So the Maelstrom can take on 3 ramparts at a time. It's choosing to take 2 though. It's on a budget. The Haze, it can't do that. The Haze didn't do that. It died. Gust over here. A cruiser versus a little, what are you, a sentry? Probably. I can't remember their names very well. That's a useful deployment of resources, isn't it? I do love how many micromissiles are flying around. There's just things flying everywhere, which is great, you know, in theory. But it kills the processor, and I'm sorry about that, guys. Maelstrom confirms the kill. This is the last rampart. Yep, rampart. I gotta confirm the name in my head. Getting killed by Derricos. The probably most shameful thing to be killed by in this fleet. The missile support frigates. Not frigates, destroyers. But they're basically frigates with a big gun. This one's not doing very well. He's demonstrating just how useless they are in combat. Another one down. There's a cluster over here. SRABs are fun weapons. They act like missiles, but they're energy slots. What's not to love? Even my energy weapons are missiles. That's what this fleet is, really. It's just abuse of missiles. And the only fighters I use are missile-spamming Blazayas. The corpse of that other sentry just saved the Picket's life by blocking the thrush. It still died a few seconds later, but you know. Oh, we're getting into squalls, which are now hitting the rear of the Maelstrom. That's unfortunate for him. And there's the last Picket dead. Oh, we have Merlons now. Merlons are a real big step up in power for the derelict fleet. This fleet is a lag machine. Yeah, I feel like we need something to talk about other than how laggy everything is right now. But, unfortunately, the fact that it's laggy means everything's slower. I need to find more things to talk about to fill the gap. The Squall, the LRMs? Yeah, it'd be an LRM. The Squalls are doing a good job of suppressing shields, as they always do. The Derricos can't really do anything about Squalls. They fly in a straight line and too fast to be whittled out. So this whole wave, and all the ramparts in general that have Squalls, kind of push through one of the key tactics of this fleet, is the Derricos. The Vapors can pull away some of the missiles, but they're not very good at trying to do it intentionally. What did I set the captains to? The Maelstrom is reckless. Everything else is either steady or aggressive. In hindsight, the Haze probably should have been steady. Maybe even cautious. Stick back and fire thrushes. That should have been just his only job, maybe. But, oh well. Oh, the Derrico is almost dying. Correction, it did die. Merlon. Cluster of it, they're all in one spot. That's useful, I guess. If you want to ignore everything, that's not useful. The Maelstrom is not having a good day. The Maelstrom's weapons are all knocked out by the Flamers. It's getting fluxed out by the Merlons. The Gust is distracted. I don't think the Maelstrom's gonna make it, guys. Oh, neither are my frames. This is unfortunate. I don't want to look at the numbers, I just want to watch it die. And there it goes. Slow motion, dramatic slow motion. Pretend I'm pressing spacebar all the time. If I'm pressing spacebar, it's slow motion. So there goes my capital at, what was it, wave 4? I might actually get a lower score in this than I did originally. That's fantastic. This fleet was killed on wave... Yeah, it would have been wave 6, I think. It got the average score, which was, well, median score. I think the average would have been skewed higher than the actual median. Median score being 5. A lot of fleets died to wave 6. A lot of them. And mine's going to be one to die to that as well. If not, you can die earlier. We'll see what the Gust pulls off. I'm not keeping my hopes up, he just used up all his ammo on a corpse. Single-handedly dooming himself with that little mistake. Yep. And the Gust has Bender's personality. That happens a lot in my testing. I wonder if that's actually kind of preset. It probably isn't, it's just reusing a seed. Okay, this rampart's probably not gonna make it. It's getting suppressed enough. This rampart is really, really wounded. Wave 6 is the killer, it seems, by Jordan Puglis. Yeah, it really is. I just gotta follow again. And once again, my thing's not working, so I need to put some effort into checking. Jorn. Jorn? E-J-O-R. That's like Swedish. That's pronounced with a Y at J's, isn't it? So it'd be like Jorn the Pugilist? I don't even know how to pronounce the word Pugilist. Wave 6. Okay, so at least I hit the quota. I'm not gonna be punished for doing this. Meanwhile, this guy is getting S-rabbed out. But look at how much better the frame rate is now that there's not micromissiles everywhere. The Derricos aren't helping. But otherwise, you know, this fleet is not gonna make it. Something interesting about the Thrushes is that they shoot through those flares, and when they when the target that they're firing towards is behind them, they'll burst into those 5 micromissiles. So when ships use flares against them, Thrushes are liable, if they don't hit a flare directly, to instantly explode into the micromissiles. Arguably making it worse, because now the point defense on the ship is struggling. This Gust is really not in a fun time right now. Those are hammers, aren't they? Yeah, those things have hammers. This is sad. It's got piranha'd. How many Vapors are left alive, by the way? We got 1, 2, 3, 4 Vapors and a Derico. 4 Vapors and a Derico. That's pretty consistent with how this fleet works. With the benefit of hindsight, I definitely would have thrown in a storm with Arbitrators. Arbitrators just don't do anything useful, really. They don't have a shield. They're very small in number for interceptors. They're good in mass, like they are really good in mass, but you need a lot of them. And I just can't afford a lot of them. Also, I can't figure out how to actually outfit the Storm for combat usefully. So, you know, that is on me. This is really just watching them kill Vapors, and they can kill Vapors. It takes a while for Vapors to die. The fighters are probably going to help, though. The Derico survived that. That is impressive. The revolver cannon isn't that great. No, it's all right. When you get a lot of them, like I said, they mass really well, especially because they fly towards like the rear of a fleet using their boosters. But yeah, a single one of them isn't going to do too much. Magic Box PD missiles are very bad. Oh, the Derico's down. Magic Box PD missiles are very bad anti-fighter, but the AI loves using them as that, which kind of sucks because the Vapors have a reduced missile reload rate because of the cramped interior hull mod. Oh man, this is gonna be real slow. I'm gonna let it like go out for a couple minutes and see if anything fancy happens, just because this looks fun. Like this could be a screensaver, honestly, just watching Vapors dance around. But as you can see, they're just gonna chase random things, and nothing of any real importance is gonna happen. So for everyone's sanity, I'm going to end this fight now. Or maybe not. One just died. Yeah, they can't really fight against locusts very well. Is that another Vapor down? Nope, that was just the old message. Joel near range. Gust, hard to do gust spam properly? Yeah, it's really hard to spawn, like, because the gust and the haze cost the same, but they both have a totally different purpose in this fleet. I would have had to drop like all the Vapors if I wanted another cruiser. And these Vapors, I mean, they're still alive, despite how they shouldn't be alive at this point. And if that tells you anything about Vapors, it's that they're great. But yeah, so this is wave 6, the Jolnir. Oh, somebody's dying up north. That's unfortunate for him. Oh, and another one went down. Oh, this one's gonna go down. War be most unpleasant. What are you, a pirate? You're a corpse. Let's watch him die just for that dumb line. Oh, you only have salamanders. No wonder you're not firing. And that's another one down. Last one. Last one has no ability to defend itself anymore. The fighters. What are these fighters? I can't see it. Bradis? Whatever. Just to make it official, we got the thumbnail. Well, not thumbnail, you know what I mean. So there was like no progress whatsoever on that fleet. But we have the SCY fleet, which will do a lot better than that because they have an extra Corcata now. Due to a error in writing out the file, one of the Corcatas had the same like ship number as one of the Arguses. So only 3 of them were generated instead of 4 last Tuesday. So this is the second rematch we have scheduled. the SCY Rematch. There you can see the budget is now just below 600,000. It's pretty close, in fact. I don't really hype too much being close to the budget. Other people do, I know, though. Hold down shift until the combat starts. That picket loves dying, I swear. Every time I see this first round, it's just picket getting killed. No more BM fleet? No more BM fleet, fantastic. We have one extra Zone Scorcher, one extra Corcata, which should definitely make a difference. I mean, the Singularity Torps might not like my processor either. But I think at this point, we all know what's going to happen. Beautiful kill. And I need to switch to dragging again because I have a very sensitive mouse. Only 3 of the hammers survived that. Oh, there it is again. What a delicious crack. Just explosions. Explosions everywhere. Oh, there that goes. That's always going to make a bit of a freeze up. That's not even my fault. Fast forward a little bit, and weapons are firing. I need to do as much fast forwarding as possible because of how many rounds I'm recording for this. I mean, there's another torpedo. Ooh, and he got slapped. The rock. Oh, where's that going? Well, that's going safely off into the distance. The flak's gonna shoot it down, unfortunately. Yep. Another follow from Avanicia. Ava. I am not equipped to pronounce names today, apparently. Rampart died to the west. Berserker's down here between 2 Corcatas. This Rampart's laying it into a Corcata, but it can't pull off any successful damage. It has too much HE versus kinetic. Berserker down here from the Nemean Lion. 2 Corcatas are moving in for the kill. All the Nemean Lion vents. Oh, and the line has finished its vent. It's going to hit it with the torpedo. This is going to be a good kill. Pop. Oh, we can't even watch it properly because they all got bounced. Oh, did you get hit by something? I think you did. Meanwhile, over here, mopping them up. The new waves always spawn when there's only one remaining ship. And Donka and Beakus McMunch have followed. Thank you again. I'm just swimming in that. One day, I will be professional. Not professional making money, mind you, but professional being, like, quality, not lagging, and having something interesting to say. Oh, what the heck? I didn't know that happened. I don't even know that could happen, honestly. How did the Singularity get stuck on it? Also, it's just getting launched now. It's burnt out. It's just flying away. I don't know how that happens. That's interesting, though. The way I pronounced it the second time is good enough. I'm just going to call you Ava. I think everyone does in chat. This is a Berserker or Rampart? Rampart, right. When there's only one of them, I can't really tell them apart because of all the Zone Scorchers. It's just mean how effective these Corcatas are at just bullying things. It's a very long-range weapon for what it is, too. Because it's ostensibly point effect. Oh! There was a torpedo just went off. Bastion got flung just a little bit. Not as much as that guy did. Are you ready to join the fight again? Oh, I think he is. He's slowly getting there. But he's gonna get hit again, isn't he? Nope, it got stopped. It got stopped. Wait for it. Everybody's going for him. Zone Scorchers do really decent against Hull, you're right, Cicerin. Because they they have a secondary feature, of course, because that area of effect they have. They tend to splash around shields. So unless you have a 360-degree shield, you're pretty much going to die to Zorn Scorcher eventually. There's nothing you can really do about it. Except, you know, kill the person firing it at you. Oh, that was point blank. A little bit dangerous. And again, the singularity's kind of floating. It got stuck to a corpse of, what is that? A picket. High explosive mortar hitting a sentry. Yeah, it's a sentry, doesn't missiles. Off a rampart's hull. Another high explosive mortar. Nope, not a kill. He's alive. But will he still be alive? That's the question. Yep, survived it. Took high explosive mortar to the face, and he's still around. It's a lot of little pickets and sentries. Oop, is that a plating? Armor plating that just got shot off? Yes, it is. Too many of them. We're shooting that side of the ship too much. The Nemean line is now a lot less defended. I was going to try and quantify how much defended, but I don't really feel like doing math. In the meantime, this Berserker, Nope, it's a rampart, but it's got heavy machine guns. It's got mediums in the large slots. I guess it needed the extra ordnance points for the extended magazine or expanded missile racks. When they get surrounded by Korakatas, that just looks beautiful. Somebody in chat is watching the infinite ads. I always appreciate when that happens to me. I have a few hundred bits sitting in my account because I always check ads. They're great. Wave 5, let's go. Keep in mind, we are at Wave 5, and SCY has not lost a single ship. They got both Arguses, I think. Don't they? Or did one of the Arguses die at some point? I don't see it. Oh, there it is. There's an Argus taking point. I don't know why they're so far ahead. There's an Argus down here. There's 4 Korakatas all alive. And the Nemean line alive, but has lost some plating. These are armored Korakatas too, right? They, oh, they're chasing something. Okay. Hopefully they can get back to the fight before the Argus dies, because that would be a... That would hurt if they lost Argus, and they're losing the Argus. Okay. That's unfortunate. Come on, guys. Save the Argus. SCY, am I intentionally not streaming to YouTube as well? I should be streaming to YouTube. I told YouTube to pick me up. And the Argus is dying. That's unfortunate. Like, I set it up and everything. If it's not doing it, I don't know what's going on. It should absolutely be streaming right now. Like my software's set up, everything. I don't know why. Start streaming, start your encoder. Yeah. I can't fiddle with this while also watching this. I'm sorry. I'm gonna chalk it up to Google. It's Google's fault. It's not my fault. Oh, the Korakado is taking damage? Where was it? Oh, that one. Did it lose some plating? These are the armored ones. They have strippable armor plating, don't they? Yeah, he's fine. He's fine. And now they can lay into one of the ramparts. Merlon over there is taking on the Nemean line. High explosive mortars are actually the best point defense, if you didn't know that. He is currently at least half out of Sabos. Oh, he's only got 4 left. 3 or 4, I can't really see the layered one. Because the sprites are kind of stuck on top of each other. Never good for rebuilding that. But it's dead. Wave 6. Let's let the 3 Korakatas and one of the Arguses, their fighters, finish off this rampart. Another Argus over here. This guy is still just separated. This one has... I don't know what he's doing. More guts, more glory, he says, as he slowly meanders his way back to the fight. The Korakatas are staying clustered, which is good because one of them died. One of them died, yep. Yeah, one of them died. I said to confirm, because I missed it while trying to figure out why YouTube is broken. Yeah, Tart mentioned the YouTube thing, and that how he and you watch, that some people watch on YouTube because Twitch doesn't work for them. But he mentioned it like half an hour ago, or an hour ago or so. I've been live streaming for a bit. So I didn't have time to properly make sure it works. I set it up as per the way it should work, but something went wrong. So sorry about that. Otherwise, we have Korakata is getting flexed pretty heavily, but there's no squalls, so they can retreat from the flux pretty well. The nice thing about the Korakata against fleets like this too, especially with the EMP and Jolniers, is that the main weapon, I can't think of it. The main weapon is inset from the hull, so you see how all the damage is kind of stopping right before the gun? Just right before it. That's useful. It means that they're a lot more durable than other cruisers might be. Meanwhile, over here, the Nemean line isn't being as useful as it could be because it's fighting a pair of fighters which are... I should probably get checked out because, there we go, it's gone. Because, you know, it's trying to fly to the flight deck, but the ship's destroyed. So there's no flight deck to fly to, it's getting stuck like that. Maybe that could be considered a bug. Zone Scorchers are probably the only point defense that have a decent chance. Not a decent chance, they did just demonstrate that they can defend against locusts. Not many point defense weapons can pull that off. Of course, it's a large point defense weapon, so it's not like it's a challenge. Good snipe by the Nemean. That's a good range. I mean, probably max range for the gun. This rampart is not long for the world because it's got most of the fleet on it at once. Where's that third Korakata? Oh, it's up there. This is the guy who has no front armor. He is trying to take out some fighters that were escorting a corpse. One keeper left, and one rampart over here. The wave's gonna end with this keeper dead. It lost its other plate. Oh, you're right. Yeah, it lost its other plate. Wave 7. Okay, so you are officially scoring higher than you originally were, Airway. Yeah, one of the issues with SCY I've noticed is that it's really hard to tell when the outer plates get damaged. Sometimes it just doesn't show. It's showing on these rear plates fairly well, but sometimes it doesn't. So you just get surprised by getting shot off. For anyone counting at home, this is what his original fleet looked like, without the 4th Korakata, which has since died. Also, everyone's kind of drifting to the south because enemy ships are not within sensor range. Nemean line needs to turn around quicker. Let's fast forward a little bit. There we go. Oh, is this the long range wave? No, it's whatever this wave is. I don't even know what to describe. Oh no, it is the long range one. Right. This one's always a good test. A lot of fleets that can pull off against one thing can't pull off against other things, and that tends to mean that Wave 6 with the Jolniers and Locusts, if they can push through that, the next really big hurdle is this wave with the Gauss cannons. And there's just so many maulers. One downside is there's basically no point defense. This is one of those waves that, like, it makes me really bummed that my haze keeps dying early in my Diable fleet, because this wave would basically have nothing to stop my thrush spam. But it's late. It's a late wave. Okay, so this See here, it's glowing kind of orange. It glows orange on the outline. It doesn't glow orange anywhere else. It's about to go. They're just going to snipe it out from the side. This is probably the most straightforward of the waves, to be honest. There's no fighters. There's basically no missiles. I don't think any of them are missiles, actually. It's just brute force. And if your fleet's really good at fighting in brute force ways, then this wave isn't as big of a challenge. But you gotta get through wave 6 to reach it. And only a couple of the fleets have actually proven to be able to fight off wave 6. Wave 6 is real hard, but that was wave 7 and it was barely a challenge for the SCY fleet. Now we're at wave 8. They have one more rampart. Oh, they left a rampart alive. That's a bit of a challenge, though. Because see, now they got to take that out slowly. Meanwhile, the Nemean is taking on everything at once. And we're back to squalls, which is a bit of a weakness for SCY. SCY has long run out of singularity torpedoes on the Nemean line, which is an issue because the singularity torpedoes do a really good job of hitting the herd with these small ships. Not killing very many of them, to be fair, but like taking them out of the fight for long durations, which allows the line to then snipe them out of position or something like that. The plating is gone. The squalls are doing serious damage to the line now. The line has lost its rear right plating. It is broadsiding on the wrong side. It was trying to fight the Berserker over here. It's chosen a target, but it doesn't have the functional weapons to actually use against it. The Argus is trying to help the Nemean, which is good. Corcadas are pulling towards... Oh, there's a Corcada to the north. This might help the Nemean line live. Because right now it's just the squall that can fight. Oh, never mind. I was going to say the Berserker here is in the way of the rampart, and it meant that they couldn't fire the weapons. But now a second rampart's firing their weapons, and this one is able to fire that HVD. This line is probably not going to make it out of this fight, unfortunately, guys. Whether or not the fleet makes it past this wave is hard to say, though, because the line's not going to go down without a fight. It's probably going to kill this Berserker first. Unless it just gets... No, yeah, it got flexed out. There we go. Oh, nope, you're right. I was right. Told you. It killed the Berserker. And my frames. Friendly fire on the Argus. Please be careful. Defender down. Oh, there's the point defense. That's right. This... Later waves, the ramparts tend to specialize a bit more. They have a lot more defenders, or bastions. I mean, not defenders. Defenders, the frigate version of it. A lot more bastions and defenders. I'm gesturing with my mouse, but it makes the screen move. This Corcada got peeled. It took one of the ramparts off, but it's one Corcada versus a rampart and a bastion that it's afraid of attacking for some reason. Like, honestly, the Corcadas are probably the better equipped for fighting these ships than the Nemean is. Just because of the Zone Scorcher. Oh, that's a bad place to go. Yep. This Corcada's not going to make it. Or it is, and I'm just going to, once again, be wrong. Oh! Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh, and he jumps right into it. That's... Goodbye, Corcada. This Argus is getting hit by friendly fire. Calm down. That's not good. Friendly fire took the armor off that Argus, and that Argus is just popped. So we got 2 Corcadas and an Argus. This might be the wave, guys. They're outnumbered by ramparts. I mean, how many fleets can fight off more ramparts than they have in their fleet itself? Not more. It's even, but they have bastions then too. So yeah, this Corcada's not in a good spot. I'd be very satisfied if the Reliance will have killed the Corcada. If you're gonna lose in style, I always say. Bastion died anyway. Korkata's being a hero. Heroes don't live. Neil Liebman's IMD Poop. I don't know what that's from. It's probably a reference. Well, if the Zone Scorcher saves the Korkata, that'd be great. This is a Berserker? Not even a Rampart, is it? No, it's a Rampart. Right, but there aren't any Berserkers in this wave anymore. It's the Bastions and the Ramparts. It's like the missiles are point defense against the Zone Scorcher. Neither of them can hit each other. It's like, you know, in Harry Potter, when they had the wands, Harry and Voldemort. Spoilers. They were like shooting magic at each other, and there's all noise, and the two colorful lights were spraying at each other, and they're just kind of going back and forth. You know that trope? It's like that. That's what I'm saying. It's like that. This Rampart might not live. The Argus, if it was being... Oh, well, you're at 8 CR, aren't you? Yeah, 8 CR, 30 fighter strength. So you're just trying to recover fighters. Looks like the Squalls run out. Yeah, that seems to be the case. They don't have Squalls anymore, so the Korkatas can maybe finish it off if they can push through these avalanches. It could go either way right now, honestly. The problem is CR. This guy's at 1%. Once he loses shield, it's all over. And there it goes. Yep. Goodbye. Goodbye, Korkata. Alright, the other one's down here. Still has 20% CR. And 0% CR on the Argus with 0% fighters. So this is it, really. It's a CR fight, of all things. You know, I have to do a total of 12 matches, and the first one was too laggy, so it just took way longer than it should. And the second one turned into a CR fight. It's been 50 minutes, and I've gotten through almost 2. Oh man. Maybe you can finish this Rampart off just for honor? Yeah, you can. At least you got one more in. Say what you want. Say what you want, but the Oh, did they run out of avalanches in one of the launchers? I think it did. It's about to run out of avalanches. Zoom in. Yep, that one's empty. Oh, that sucks. If the Korkatas had just a little bit more CR, they would have been fine. You would have gotten 8 points instead of 7. But as it stands... Please. Oh, God. 1%, 0%, there we go. And SCY makes it to wave 8 with 7 points. I'm going to mark that down. Alright, now, hopefully, nothing else like that happens. And by that, I mean, of course, CR fights. So, the first new fight we have is Shadowyard's Reconstruction Authority, with 2 Clades, Heavy Meat Deleter Destroyers, 1, 2, 3 Morning Stars. They're all the same variant, I believe. Light Terrible Dog, to Light Factual Error, Light Ganglion. Oh, they're all different variants. Neat. I always appreciate effort like that. Light Bin Lari. So that's 2 Sargassos, an Elysium class Light Strike Cruiser, and a Mimir class Early Bulb. What does Early Bulb mean? With a Nidhogger? Probably some kind of Northeastern European language. 1 CPC, 2 Baragos, 3 Wave Pulse Cannons, 3 medium CEPCs, and a bunch of lights. And then we have for fighters a Nereid, 2 Kobolds, 2 Rakshasas, and 2 Skinwalkers. So going into this, one of my concerns with Shadowyard is that they're basically high-tech to the extreme, and that they have a lot of very short-range, high DPS weapons that aren't very efficient on the per-hit scale. Basically, the Wave Pulse that are on the Mimir, and I believe the Clade has a few. Yep, a Wave Pulse cannon, because they have a large amount. Those are the only things that are going to have any kind of anti-armor, other than some of the missile weapons that will be equipped on the fighters. The Barago LRMs, I don't think have very good anti-armor, so I don't think that this fleet is going to be very well equipped to fight ramparts. That being said, I bet you it's going to do a really good job fighting off all these sentries and pickets, because a lot of high DPS weapons, anything that has medium to light armor is going to just get shredded. Oh, that's an audio glitch. Oh no. Those beams just feel janky. Oh, don't tell me that. Don't tell me that SRA is going to do this to me as well. Shadowyard. This fleet has cast beams and tusk bombers. It'll do fine. It's HE as fuck. Cast beams, the problem is they're still like light anti-armor beams. They don't do a whole lot of damage compared to everything. Like, I mean, per tick, they don't do a lot of damage. Again, DPS is high, but penetration I don't think is as high as it could be. The wave pulses will probably do fine though. I mean, they're anti-everything really. There's nothing the wave pulse isn't decent against. And the Mimir has 3 of them, so the Mimir is probably going to be central to this fleet. I mean, it's a capital, so of course it is. Something else I can complain about performance-wise is the Baragos have this little whip that fires off the missile when it flies. So there's going to be just a lot of processing noise going on in this fleet. I think they clear between waves though, so I'm gonna, have that to see. Because there's another one. It won't take long to find the things. Oh, the Elysium's ship system is also a beautiful thing. What are you apologizing for, Shadowy? It's my computer that can't run things. It's not, like, your fault. And let it be known that, like, I don't get this bad lag except for the fact that I'm streaming and recording it at the same time. Now, YouTube, when you stream on YouTube, it does have a native thing. It has a built-in feature where it'll automatically archive the recordings. Same with Twitch, but I don't know how to export those or import them rather. And that's Dead Morningstar. None of the Flyboys can get them covered, unfortunately. Yeah, these Barago LRMs, they don't do very much against armor. This Rampart just took 3 of them and nothing happened. The Tusks, though. The Tusks are great. Right away, look at that guy. I haven't seen the NID fire. I'm just gonna call it NID because I'm not succeeding at pronouncing anything today. Oh yeah, another thing the SRA has is a couple weapons like the ship system on Elysium that just penetrate them, which is really cool. And yeah, you're right, Tsunami. It's not actually the game, like my computer, that's bad for this. I mean, I have 8 14,000 and stuff like that. It should be fine, but it's not because Java doesn't like using. I think it has problems using dual-threaded processors and stuff like that. Yeah, Tart, don't worry, I've been keeping the scores listed. I mean, we've only done 2 rounds so far. Over an hour, which is awful. I hope we don't have to do a 3rd day. We shouldn't have to, like, physically be forced. But there does come a point where exhaustion is... Oh, just kill it. Come on, there you go. These morning stars are a bit fragile. Is this wave 2 or 3? I haven't been paying attention to waves. Something I gotta ask, why is the central objective a nav relay? I never quite got that. In previous tournaments, they were always only command relays because they didn't have a influence in the fight except for AI. Yeah, my computer basically relies exclusively on being able to get it. Oh, there's the that nid, just missing everything. These morning stars look aggressive. I'm gonna guess aggressive. It's pretty reasonable to be aggressive against a Bastion with Reliance as primary weapons, though. Oh, they're all steady. One thing I'm interested about with the SRA fleet is that they don't have a Charybdis. And I'm only interested about that because everyone loves the Charybdis, and it's nice seeing people not use the default option, you know? Do those Moonwell light carriers have... Do you mean Sargasso? The Sargassos? Have the mod that adds a second light. I don't think there's anything that adds extra... I don't think any mod adds extra flight decks. I don't even know if that's a thing that the game allows. Good timing on the kill, though. I always love to see that when the fleets kill off the final ship about within a couple seconds of the second to final ship getting killed. So, Sabos and Salamanders. Let's see how the very front shield focused ships deal with this. Well, yeah, Ava, converted hangar adds 1 deck, but it's not an additional deck, it just is the 1 deck. Fighters with their own little drones. If anyone hasn't pointed this out yet, I will point it out now. What a fascinating idea. Wow, okay, so remember earlier when I said that SRA was probably going to do a really good job of mopping up all these tiny things? I'm not seeing that right now. I'm seeing a lot of struggling... Oh, wow, did that kill the play of the game, I guess? Killing the P.A.C.K by ramming it. Reverse at that. I mean, there's one thing to ram things full speed ahead, but there's another thing to use the ship system to boost backwards into tiny little ship and make it float. Yeah, they're just really struggling to kill these pickets and sentries. I would have thought they wouldn't have added much of a problem, but especially with the beams, because you're right, these beams do a decent job if they're not better for the armor. Cast beams, they are? Yeah, Mercy cast beams. But the 2 problems with the cast beam is that it doesn't hit the same spot repeatedly like a high intensity laser does, and it separates the damage between 2 smaller beams rather than being 1 focused one. So it just sabotages itself, really. It's an interesting weapon. I like its design. I'm just saying that it's not comparable to something like the high intensity laser, but medium. It's more effective against smaller targets because it's easier to hit with, and you'll hit it more. Because I believe it's a higher DPS than something would be if it was just a medium high intensity laser. It's a powerful weapon, don't get me wrong. Good hits on the tusks, by the way. I am watching the fight. Like, I'm just talking about things. And yeah, you're right, Mysterious. They're not focusing fire very well at all. These ships should be able to focus things down really well because they're fast and short range. But instead they're kind of idling in the middle. And those Bragos just can't hit anything fast. Let's see if the cast fires off again, because I just like watching it. Clay going in. Oh, okay, got overloaded. Where at? That one? Uh-oh. Oh, that's gonna hurt. Oh, that's not good. Yeah, there goes all of the Clade's armor on the front. That's unfortunate. No, there goes the Clade, basically. It survived just because the Mimir happened to be nearby. This rampart's going down. Yeah, once their armor goes out, the ships can kill. Good kill. And again with the near simultaneous finisher. This is wave 5. Wave 5 is very anti-missile, while also having missiles. So that's probably one of the things with my Diable fleet, is that wave 5 is a really big hurdle, since it's so anti-missile. What a world where the Clades with the single wave pulse cannon are the ones that are doing the best work against small ships. Intended slow motion. Imagine this is intentional. Melons just have so much armor. Well, that's crazy, we're like 1500 armor or something. And its Dominator says, oh, there's the cast beam. It just bakes. It's a microwave, but it barely did anything, you see that? And it's, like, for a beam that fires in that pattern, you would hope that it does a lot more damage than what that did, which was nil. Poor Morningstar. Oh, another Nid missed. We've only seen 2 of them. He probably fired more off screen. Press F to clear select for Morningstar. That over here. Is that one of their ships? Oh, it's the Elysium. The Elysium died. Elysium's like one of my favorite ships. The Shadowyard fleet. There goes the Clade. Oh, they're popping. I think this is the speed I play the game at. Yeah, this looks completely normal to me. Yeah, basically, just pretend either it's cinematic slow motion, or it's like you're in the game, you know? This is more immersive. It's the immersive experience. Oh dear. Yeah, once the heavily armored Merlons came in, they just... The cast beams and wave pulses just weren't enough to reliably take them out. So we got a Mimir, we got a Clade, we have the 2 Sargassos. The Mimir can probably finish the wave off. Most waves that start taking casualties at wave 5 can still finish wave 5, because they're about full power. There's the Nid, and it missed. And there's the Clade. Pop. Okay, Mimir, it's all you. And the Sargassos, but, you know. Let's be honest, Sargassos are probably just going to CR themselves before the Mimir goes. Well, actually, the Mimir's already taken quite a bit of damage towards the rear. If it gets surrounded, it's not going to have a good day. Okay, first Nid kill that we've seen was a Artefact. What's my long armor sitting at? And it's losing front armor. The Mimir is trying to desperately protect itself, but it's not pulling it off very well. Can it kill the Merlon? And the locusts are hitting the bear hole now. There we go. It killed the Merlon though, as well as 2 sentries. So, you know, go out fighting. Sargassos are all that's left, and they're not going to be long for the world. These are probably some of the least defended ships in the game. They're light carriers, that's just what they are. Oh, simultaneous. I didn't even see the other one. Shadowyard, 5 points. Next up is Yui's army, which is Tyrador Safeguard Coalition. Yui is using 5 of these lances. Flame, Sanguine. Wait, no, these are the ship names. Never mind. Lance class. Do they not have variant names? Shuriken, attack lasers, Corvo drone rack, Corvo drone. Yeah, they're all the same variant. I can't find the variant names, so I don't know what they're called. And meanwhile, the Aficionado and the Fort Diamonds Labris class. Yeah, and I'm not very familiar with the weapons that the Tyrador has, so I can't really tell you very much about the variants or the ships. So we're just going to kind of jump right at it. Normally I would footnote with that with a little bit of a ramble. 5985, 1500 below budget. Going right for it, these guys. These are lances, by the way, which I've never actually played with Tyrador, so honestly, I'm more or less blind as to what's going on. U is the variant name. Okay. Are they all the same variant name? U variant, U variant, U variant. Yeah, all the same variant name. Alright. So these guys have, in the large mounts, these weapons that fire extra drones, apparently. Because this is a safe and fair amount of drones. And they just keep firing more of them. My lord. RAM drive. These guys have RAM drive, yeah. They also have make my computer cry drive with all the drones everywhere. Which, do they despawn eventually? It looks like they might. Nope, they'll just cluster down here. Look at all these drones. Don't worry, that freeze was taking a screenshot. It wasn't anything. It wasn't anything dangerous, other than the fact that, oh, what the hell? Oh, that's not good. Maybe if I fast forward while it lag spikes, it evens out. Oh, there's so many particles. So many. Oh, look at that. What the hell is that? The bees. Oh, they're ramming each other. He just damaged his friendly ship by ramming it. Oh, it's gonna die, isn't it? Okay, the snowball effect is really strong with these guys, I can see. Are you gonna get thundered? Nope, okay, you turned your shield. Good timing. Even the little guys have ram drive. The little guys with pylons and tack beams have ram drive. Oh. The DPS on these guys, they have IR lasers too, don't they? 2 IR pulse lasers. 2 of them on each of these? Really? It's a lot of gun. Oh, wave 2. This doesn't seem very safe. Like, look at this. Why are there so many IR pulse lasers? Alright, fast forward a bit, please. Alright, attack beams. This is an exceptional fleet. Whatever it is, it's exceptional. Fear the random access memory drive. Yeah. Yeah, it's... Oh, there we go. More friendly fire from ramming. Oh my god! Oh, I should have laughed. I'm sorry. That was... Oh no. I'm really sorry, Yui. That could not have been intentional. Oh no. Okay. Okay, that guy's burning out. That guy rammed past a entire rampart. Look at the corner of my screen. Yeah, Lance is taking damage. 3 ships got killed. Oh no. And another Lance is down. Here's the drone swarm though. The drone swarm is the like these are the guys that are gonna pull off through another wave. Because there is nothing that can stop this many IR pulse lasers. And they're all shielded too. Look at that. How much? They're all shielded. If I could check how much flux stats and stuff they have, that'd be real nice, but I can't. Each of the drone... Wait, what? They don't have their own... They have their own little beepers. This is a strange ship. Ram. The drones are like... They... I don't know if they realize how quickly they could kill everything just by trying. Because this entire wave could have been done 5 minutes ago. You click the hell explosion. You should be able to click links. My settings. I think my settings don't allow stream clip links, like links. You can try it. Yeah, I'm sorry, Bass. Here, let me try and edit it. I'll have to zoom out. You're gonna have to. Oh no, not zooming out. I have to zoom in to watch this. There we go. I'm gonna turn allowing links on while this plays out. Oh, there they are. Just slowly rolling over. And in a strange twist of fate, survivors are little frigates. Normally the ramparts make it, you know? Wave 3. Okay, I gotta remember how to actually change the settings to allow links. I'm working on it, don't worry. Nope, that's not right. That's not right. The swarm. Moderation, right. I think it was the moderation tab. No, it isn't. Heck. Lance, careful. It got killed by Reliance HMGs. And the drones continue to be a lot less powerful than they could. You know? These drones could single-handedly kill everything, and that's really intimidating and also really true. Look, there's the other swarm. Running away from missiles. That whole locust burst took out one drone. There's just too many of them. And the warden was punished for it. Meanwhile, these guys... These are carriers, aren't they? These guys... There's only one left. I'm looking away for too long. There's only the one left. Nope, there's a... Yeah, there's... one ship left. Beautiful. And it's this guy, who I'm gonna lock on now so we can watch the armor of as he chases these spore drones away. My bad. I looked away for like a second, my mouse got far out. Labrys are missile carriers, if anything. No fighters? A large missile slot. They have a large missile slot? This is really something. So, depending on whether or not these drones have a despawn timer, really determines how far this fleet's gonna make it. And also whether or not the Labrys doesn't suicide. What are these drones? What are these drones? And there's another one. Oh, nope. Labrys. Oh, no. You had the power. You had the chance. And it just didn't work out. I'm sorry. Yui, I think that could have gone a lot better, but the RAM drive was just a bad idea on those ships, honestly. And it's not your decision to put RAM drive on those ships. They're just not equipped for that. The drones currently do not despawn, according to Nemo. Oh. Oh. I'm gonna give me like 1 second while I kind of thumb over these ship variants. You guys can read them to try and figure out how to allow links in my chat. But anyway, so the fleets on this fleet, I can't figure it out. I don't wanna do two things at the same time. So the fleets in this fleet are the Bulldog, which is a capital with 2 large ballistic mounts in the front, Mastiff, 3 Mastiffs actually, and 3 Wirefox. Wirefox, is that a type of dog? I mean, they're all supposed to be types of dog, aren't they? Because we got Bulldog, obviously, and Mastiff. Is Wirefox a type of dog? Someone confirm that with me. So anyway, the variants for the Bulldog. It has 2 large ballistics in the front, which are both Devastator cannons. That's interesting. It's going to have a big no-missile zone in front of it. Over here we have Azure Solus, the Mastiff-class Frizzy Cruiser, the Frizzy Cruiser variant, with 2 Inferno Mervs, a bunch of mini blasters. Those are the new ship and weapon pack, little tiny weapon. It's like a Reliant, but energy, and better than a Reliant. And a Tachyon Lance. That'll be interesting. Really effective against shieldless derelicts, I think. And then the Barfy frigates with a Salamander, Flat Cannon, and a Mining Laser. These guys are probably just for screening. Well, let's see what happens. Under budget by a little bit more than 100,000. Or not 100,000, 10,000. There's a big difference. The difference being you probably couldn't afford another frigate with that. So, fast forward a bit. So the combat starts earlier. Tachyon Lance right away kills a picket. Oh, these guys have fast rotating speed, don't they? Yeah, they're like Charybdises in that they can just spin on a dime. And they have a mobility system, don't they? Here, this is how we check to be sure. Let's get off that. They have maneuvering jets, yep. I could have checked that earlier. The Tachyon Lance and the Merv launchers are probably going to be a good combo, assuming they can successfully get close enough for the Merv not to get shot down by point defense. Tachyon Lances are great weapons, especially against things without shields. Or with shields, but like light shields, because they could actually pop shields even as a beam. They have enough condensed burst damage. These Devastators too. The Bulldog, if it gets in close, is going to... Are those Phase Lances too? Oh yeah. Oh, and he's got Gunnery, that's right. Gunnery control AI to make the weapon, the Devastators, a lot more clustered in their shots. This guy's doomed. Those are the mini blasters firing off those little bursts of blue balls. That's too much alliteration. Alright, the frigates have entropy amplifiers. I mean, don't they? Again, I'm gonna check. They have maneuvering jets. No, was it the Bulldog then? Yep, Bulldog did. Wave 2, let's go. Foxer thinks that they're going to suffer from a lack of overall DPS. I mean, low-tech had a reasonably low DPS, but they had the range and the anti-armor to pull it off, and they made it to like wave 8. The Bulldog has really good DPS though, with the Phase Lances, Needler, and Devastator. That's a lethal combo. Oh, and the Tachyon's turreted too. So what exactly is the reason for giving this guy DPS? I mean, the main weapon's turreted. If it was a hard point, I would think that'd be a really powerful system, but it's on a turret, so I think it's just kind of average, you know? Well, the Bulldog's getting surrounded though. That's gonna hurt it because these are the dual HEP cannon. They have a lot of high explosive. Yeah, this is gonna hurt it. It's losing armor. Capital's losing armor early in this endurance setting is a very bad set of news. Because they're just gonna get whittled down now. Still though, great DPS. So yeah, I couldn't figure out how to re-enable adding links in chat. I know it's somewhere, and I've fiddled with the setting before, so it shouldn't be a problem. But I can't like concentrate on the same thing at the same time as commentating on this. So instead, I'm gonna have to leave it as is. I had it turned off because I don't have a moderator in chat, and I figure, let's keep people from posting weird links. But I forgot about clips from Twitch. Yeah, Twitch clips, so that's an issue. These guys have a lot of salamanders, which is fun. Yeah, they're for screening. That's basically exactly what it is. Over here, there is a Defender class? Yep, Defender class. That's an interesting flight pattern as they desperately avoid each other. Wave 3, let's go. Energy blasters are not shit tier, excuse me. People like Dark Revenant and Meso think they're fantastic. And you know, you can't be wrong if you develop mods, right? No, it's an energy reliant, that's really all it is. With slightly more burst damage, which going into point 8, Reliance used to be pretty interesting against like barrel hole things because it was like 17 DPS for free. But the per shot damage is low enough that it kind of hurts it with retained armor. I mean, still, it's a 1 OP weapon. You're not equipping it because you want effectiveness. You're equipping it because it's flashy and it's fun. At least that's my attitude. Wirefox are now out of peak performance time. Hopefully they have hardened subsystems or they're going to have problems. Tiny frigates like this tend to not last long without hardened subsystems. Oh yeah, these Mervs are really good close range. Because point defense can't stop them. Yeah, the low-tech faction had 2 Moras. They also had 2 Vindicators and a Dominator. You're right, Ava. The Energy Blaster does make a pew-pew sound. If you're not sold on Energy Blasters yet, you really should be, because they make pew-pew sounds. Bulldog's getting surrounded, and again, the armor has been peeled, so this is bad for the Bulldog. The Bulldog has really... Oh, look at that variant. I didn't realize that. It has no rear weapons except mining lasers. This Bulldog is all in on killing big enemies. Little stuff. It just doesn't have anything to fight it. Look at this. This is unfortunate. If they hover towards the front, the Phase Lances can kind of pick them off. And the Needlers do some damage. But yeah, Bulldog's at half health now. And it has no front armor. That's the problem. Mastiff just went down. 1 cruiser down. So we got 2 Mastiffs, all 3 screening frigates are alive, and the Bulldog is at half health. Things aren't looking very up. Oh, look at all those, that Merv cluster just stacking. Now he doesn't have armor on the side, which is good. Look at all the damage mini blasters do, isn't that fantastic? I mean, that's like 30, 40 DPS. Maybe even 50. Well, Foxer, it's true that Devastators need to be in a turret to be anti-fighter and point defense, but I don't think that's the point of these Devastators. I think they are meant to be, like, anti-ship. Problem is, because, especially since there's a bunch of, there's ITU on this Bulldog, the Devastators don't all make it to full range, so you never get the full DPS against whatever you're shooting at. Which evens out to make the weapon kind of awkward in the hardpoint with this configuration. Devastator hardpoints can work. I mean, like, a Dominator with a Devastator one of the hardpoints set to auto-fire, or linked with something like a Mark IV autocannon, can do some work. But, otherwise you're right, a turret is better off. This Mastiff is in trouble, but it's got another Mastiff near it, so it should help escort. And it's overloaded. The heathens are too many. Feed on his boundless anger as he gets saboed out. This is not looking good for them. Wirefox is taking damage. The third one that is not on screen right now. Oh shoot, the Bulldog. Uh-oh. We're gonna slow motion this one. Because I get better frames. But also because of slow motion, why wouldn't you? Extend the duration, why don't we? He's feathering his shield, and I'm getting bored. There we go. Capital down really early, unfortunately. A momentary lapse as the Mastiff dies. We are currently down to 1 overloaded Mastiff and all 3 of the screening frigates. Screening frigates are great. People need to use more of them. Even as that one continues to take damage, they help. They do, and they're cheap. And once you have a few of them, you don't need more of them. And it's just the frigates left, just the Wirefoxes. Which again, seriously, is Wirefox the name of a dog breed? I've never heard of that. Okay, this isn't going to work out for him. Or maybe it will. I mean, he has no front armor. I'm going to laugh if these guys manage to kill one of the ramparts. Oh, they won't. He's retreating. Fast forward. Zoom out. The cinematic experience. This is when Yakety Sax would play. Unfortunately, I don't have Yakety Sax prepared. Man, the sentries just... These are the sentries, right? Wardens. Okay, the third one, the one with the medium slot, right. The Wardens aren't being decisive enough. They could easily kill this guy. Meanwhile, this guy up here is soloing a Rampart with no support. He is out of flares, I think. But he is running out of CR. He's at 21% and lowering. In a way, Squall plus Annihilator Wave is the ultimate punishment for survivors of Wave 5. That's Wave 7, though, so it's more like punishment for Wave 6 survivors. It is Wave 7, I think, right? Where it's missiles after missiles after missiles. Or is it Wave 8? It's one or the other. I know Wave 9 is just Wave 1, but with walls. And I have never seen Wave 10, so I don't know what's there. I assume more walls. I think that's a fate. That's a pretty fair assessment. These guys just... They don't want to die. Wave 10, it's a wave, yep. 8%, and finally, the Wardens finish him off. Please, just kill this guy. He's taking critical malfunctions, come on. 2% CR. 1% CR. The Wardens are running out of CR. That's how long this took. Wave 5 vanquished. Okay, we have 4 points for Auric. Alright. That concludes the end of the Prime League. Now we have 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 Underdog League members to go through. That is, first off, the Disassemble, Reassemble, and Arsenal expansion mods. There are 2 mini mods, which is why they're combined into one for the purpose of the tournament. I'm not very familiar with the ships in them either. Most of the Underdog factions I'm not very familiar with, to be honest. So I'm just kind of gonna hover over these and make mild guesswork toward the capital, which seems to have a large missile, 2 large ballistics, a bunch of meat. This is a pretty decked out capital. Possibly more offensive power than the Onslaught, if you don't count the fact that it doesn't. Also a bunch of daggers and longbows. And then a Swallow, which I think is one of the mods fighters. But that's a lot of ships for a fleet that also has a capital. Mostly because its capital is a bunch of escort destroyers. Exactly 1,000 credits below the budget. That's an accomplishment on its own. Oh, I hope Wave 10's a spore ship. We'll never get to see it, but I hope it's a spore ship. Take it down. Oh, no. Wrong button. Whoops. This is a lot of swarmers. Wow. Or at least some kind of a mod version. Artillery swarmer. Well, they're definitely they definitely look a little bit longer ranged. And a lot less happy on the processing. Oh man. That's aggressive. They're swarmers, but blue. Like, let's be honest, it's the swarmer launcher, but blue. Ooh. Right, the daggers, they have, the yellow missile. You know what I mean. At the very least, this fleet should probably do decent work against the pickets and sentries. And I guess the Wardens to a lesser extent. Defenders are iffy. I mean, there's enough missiles that they'll probably make it through anyway. The salamanders are pretty fun to watch. I will never not appreciate salamander spam. Dude, that was a good bomb rush. Now those Sallies get armorless engines. He is dead in the water. Nothing he can do about this. As the, what is this called? A Vendetta. Vendetta is a good name for a hyper-aggressive capital, I think. I mean, that is two converging, two large, two medium heart ballistics converging. The large missile is being used for a medium salamander slot instead. A bunch of rear Vulcans and flak. Wave 2, let's go. I'm still looking at this capital. Vulcans all over the place, but also light assault guns nestled right underneath the maulers. I'm not very familiar with the ship, or whether or not it's like properly balanced and all that, but this seems like a pretty decent and competent build. These guys look high-tech. They're carriers. With the artillery swarmers, which, how far away do they fly? We're waiting, we're watching it. Oh, that's a pretty good distance for swarmers. That's like 2,000 SU. They probably have about 3,000 range. Meanwhile, you have been shredded. Yep, in 2 places. Probably got hit by a couple of the yellow torpedoes, whose name eludes me. 5,000 range. Oh. 5,000 range spam light LRM. Straight a small amount. That seems a little bit bloated, I'm gonna be honest. Look at that. That's mean. And would I be correct in saying that because they're LRMs, they have recharging ammo? Oh, Hailfire just went down. Probably in a fluke. Because with the fleet like this, yeah, they went from 90% hull to disabled instantly, so I consider that a bit of a fluke. It's always unfortunate to see ships go down like that early on. It can flux out the destroyer. LRMs should not be fluxing anything out. These things are basically small locusts. It's a well-constructed fleet, though. Like, I mean, like the you take what you got in the faction. This is what you got. This is a good god. First impression of Underdog League is 5,000 range, small spam LRMs. Which, okay, I need to count how many missiles they fire off in one burst. 10, 15. Beautiful. So that's 15 per small mount, and each of these destroyers has 2 of them. 30 missiles every few seconds, just, you know. It might be like 12, 15, somewhere about that. If I hate these guys, how do I feel about Exigency? Exigency does not have 5,000 range spam missiles, dude. Not in a small mount, anyway. Oh, this is a good embracement of the gimmick, I'll definitely agree. I ain't crying overpowered just yet, but I feel like it'd be pretty easy to make it, so... put a few... Okay, all I'm saying, you take some Calm class destroyers from Diable, right? That's 4 small mounts per ship, per destroyer, as opposed to the 2 in each of these. Or just take Enforcers, honestly, they have 4 small mounts too. Some Enforcers with a couple flat guns, HVDs, tell them to sit back, far range. 4 of these artillery swarmers, nothing's going to be able to really stop them. You're just fine. Finally, glad we're seeing a fleet with a good bomber complement. Hey man, Diable had a good bomber complement too. It's just, you know, you couldn't see it because everything was exploding already. It was just more explosions. Mount them on archers. That's... I get it, you're joking, but still. I'm triggered. These fighters look like tiny, what are those little frigates called that are like tiny eagles? I can't remember names of things today at all. Are these fighters? Oh, these are the daggers, right? Over here we have a rampart still alive, and a bastion still alive. A hailfire somewhere overloaded, I think it was... Who cares? Not relevant anymore. Stay on top. Yeah, Syad bombers too, and they fit well. Also, longbows are technically bombers, and Aura did a good job with them. Oh, or the Mercury. Oh, you're right, Tech. That's 3 slots on one of the cheapest frigates possible. Hey, Dara, Dissassemble, Reassemble, and Arsenal expansion. You guys step it up, man. This is wave 4, yeah, it's the frigate spam wave. On the plus side, it looks like the artillery swarmers do frag damage, which means I'm not gonna start screaming overpowered or anything like that. It's just a bit questionable because you could have used it to a point where it basically shuts the AI down because there's so many missiles. You'd use a weapon like this for the same reason you'd use a Locust. It does a really good job of making the AI terrified of dropping the shields. And man, it just doesn't like my computer. The capital right now is sitting pretty good, actually. It's in good shape. It's only taken a couple bruises to the front. Can't really see much about how the armor is doing visually, though, because of the green lane. Oh, those sables are going to overload it. Oh, they're not. Dropped it. Which is good. I do agree that the daggers are really helping out in this fleet. Skin the armor off, and then the artillery swarmers just make mincemeat of the whole. This guy? Watch this. Oh, each of these missiles looks like they do maybe 10 damage of flak. Which, again, it means they're not overpowered. But I caution strongly against anyone trying to balance things strictly off of their stats. Because you gotta consider things like this is so much missile pressure and shield pressure that anything with a shield that's gonna fight this faction is never going to want to lower the shield. They'll never be able to because it'll take a bunch of free damage each time they do. And there goes the Constellation class. RIP. Like, this fleet is not built for taking derelicts very well. I mean, not very well, but like, the swarm artillery, the artillery swarmers aren't really making a difference against derelicts. When we fight pirates next week, though, my prediction is that this fleet's going to do fantastically. Like, to the point where you're going to question why you didn't do anything else. Everyone's going to start downloading this mod because, oh man, we saw how good they could be. Actually, Sai, it was 3 wings of daggers, I think. It's 2 wings now because one of the bombers died. But there are 3 carriers. I think each of them have a longbow and a dagger. Yeah, you're right, Angry. It's not specialized for derricks is probably the better way to describe it. It's not that they're not good against derelicts, it's just that the specialization for this is against something with shields. This is a very good fight, high-tech bullying fleet. Nothing with phase can even touch these guys. However, because they're so destroyer-based, Sabos just take them out, unfortunately. And we are... Oh, yeah, over here's a more interesting fight, because over there it's just the capital balloon things. Uh-oh. There we go. Warden finished off the Constellation. A Hailfire died while I was doing that. Oh no. Where'd it go? Over here? Somewhere. This Constellation isn't long for the world either. He's getting saboed. Yeah, it'll probably eat through the remnants really well. What this fleet needs is more long-range kinetics, because right now it's only the capital that has it. And it'll anything with shields, like if it wasn't for the fact that it's endurance, of course, I'd suggest squalls, because that would be an amazing combination with these. But the squalls run on ammo, so build more ships like this with the really long-range kinetic damage, and you're gonna just remnants are gonna cry. Is it just the bulldog? Not bulldog. It looks kind of like a bulldog in silhouette, but it's not. It's a Vendetta. And then up here is a Hailfire. Fires missiles from that far away. And the final Warden is going to die. There's no way it can 1v1 a Hailfire. Longbows do good kinetic damage, synced up with torpedo strikes, but, you know, you gotta get through the point defense with the new... Well, it is new Sabos, which are a lot better at getting through point defense than they used to be. Well, correction. Sabos used to cheat their way through point defense, but the Sabos in this mod are a lot better at getting through point defense more naturally, rather than just, you know, firing before point defense is even in range. Well, Hailfire's not going to make it. These Merlons. There was some discussion in the Discord server about how these Merlons are probably way too armored. And I think that's a little bit true. They're like light cruisers, but they have heavy cruiser armor. And so many small missiles. All you gotta do is put these Sabos on them and they one-hit everything. And you can't stop them. Okay, it's been a while since we've had a only capital fight left. Let's see if this guy can out-sustain the Merlons. Hard to say, might not be able to. But I think his armor's still intact enough. Well, not for fun. And the Sabos are arcing, which means the maulers are being despite not being directed hit. Oh, yeah. Oh, no. And there we go. Killed one of the Merlons in his death, though. Wave 5 vanquished. Very good fleet until things got armored. Once there were too many enemies with heavy armor, the artillery swarmers just couldn't punch through. Oh, now we're at Knights Templar. Oh, don't refit. Well, I guess I could refit. It's a small fleet, so I could actually do more detailed. So we have a Cavalier with actually partially based off my suggestion, auxiliary thrusters. I'm told this makes them spin around very quickly, which helps with the fact that it's basically just a moving turret. Plus they also have Clarent SRM tubes, Longinus heavy lasers, so it's all beam. 800 range, but then, you know, they have their ship system, which makes it double. And then we have Crusaders here. Centennia, Ron Laser, Galatine, Crucifix. Crucifix reloads its ammo, which is probably why it's being picked over Clarence. But then I think there were Clarence on this... Right, yeah, the Clarent SRM tube. We already discussed it. So the Clarence will probably be pretty good anti-fighter. disclaimer, Templar does a lot of weird things that hurt the processing and RAM. Pretty close to the budget for being a 3-ship fleet. Tsunami, do you think artillery swarmers would be good with sidecars? I don't think anything's good with sidecars. I don't think sidecars are very good. The only reason you use a sidecar is you wouldn't really have a reason to use them. Oh, I keep pressing the wrong button there. Yeah, medium clearance reload, small clearance do not. Angry is correct. So the small crucifix do reload. They're like salamanders. They don't have an ammo capacity. They just fire every so often. I need dragged cannon. There we go. Now, a really big concern I have with Knights Templar is that they don't have a whole lot of long-term sustain due to the fact that their defenses are fractional. You see here, for anyone who's not familiar with Templar, or even those people who kinda are, every time this Crusader is taking damage, it's also taking armor damage through the shield, even at low flux. And it only gets worse the higher the flux the ship has. And once that armor's gone, it's going to be taking hull damage from a percent of all the damage it takes. I think with the Destroyer, it caps off at 80% of damage is taken on the shield. So that means 20% of all damage is going to be going to the armor or the hull. Even more as flux goes up. And when they vamp, the shield turns off completely, of course. Oh, there's the Cavalier firing. The Cavalier's super long range. It has ITU and AO for, I think that comes out to 800 times 40%. About 360 or so range. Yeah, 360. So 1160, 1360. I'm doing the math out loud for all you guys' benefit, and it comes out to 2700, about 2700 range on the Cavalier's weapon. It's going to be able to fire at this guy in about 5 seconds. There you go. That's Jupiter to your range. The Jupiter fires back. But the Cavalier is a beautiful monster. Knight, the AI does love pre-wind burst, but the pre-wind burst, it doesn't turn off the contour shield. It actually gives invulnerability. I'm sorry about the sirens. So yeah, the pre-wind burst actually makes the ship immune to damage for a short time. There might be like a couple frames in between invulnerability and having the shield back up, but yeah. See, look, 13,000 damage, 1,300 damage to the shield and like 34 armor damage. It doesn't seem like a lot yet. It doesn't seem like a lot yet, but eventually it's going to start adding up. This guy's already starting to get a bit faded in its front armor. The Cavalier's fine. Like, the Cavalier's so far away that the Crusaders are basically screening for it. Eventually we're going to see red numbers, I'm telling you. That's the problem with Knights Templars. It's going to make really good mincemeat of these ships, but eventually it's going to hit a point where it can't work harder. It doesn't matter how well you build the fleets, it's just a limitation of how much damage it can take over time. That being said, that point goes up further and further with the more ships the fleet has. Each subsequent round of this tournament, the Templar... Oh, there it is. It's taking heavy damage. Of course, it overloaded, so it's kind of cheating. Yeah, this guy has lost most of his front armor. There's a little bit left, because it was Heps hitting it. Those are pretty low per shot damage. But now that guy is going to die pretty quickly, unfortunately. He got really unlucky by overloading early. Friendly fire just hit him for about 8 damage. More friendly fire, but that all hit the shield luckily. Yeah, one issue with the Cavalier's beam is it has that same effect that the Joyous fractal laser has, where it goes all fractal and stuff. Sabbath Squalls in round 5 is going to ruin this fleet. Yeah, I think round 5 is kind of a hard barrier. They might brute force their way past 5 and hit the 5 point, but it's hard to say. Also, Locusts and Squalls to a lesser extent as well are going to make them waste their Ruin Burst and make them generate even more flux. Oh, there's a Clarence, like I said, they're going to be good for the Wardens and stuff. The Cavalier is basically MVP of this fleet. Don't discount these guys for just sheer ability to take damage. But they have an upper limit to how much they can take. Even the Locusts are doing armor damage. Yo, Clarence to the Rampart, nice. Cavalier's starting to take armor damage. Tiny, tiny amounts. I love when Bastions get killed by missiles. It just makes me laugh. Inside. The best kind of laughter. Silent. So you don't disturb your elders. Yeah, Knight's Templar hull does regenerate up to 20%, which helps. But by that point, they have no armor. So everything's doing the full 20% DPS, even at 0% flux. Even greater for the Cavalier, actually, because for the Cavalier, the... I think it's 95% damage reduction to max at frigates, 85 at destroyers, like 70 or 75 for cruisers, and like 60% for capital. Why are the AI afraid of Bastions? It's hard to say. Maybe it's the flares, yeah. Because it's a missile, I guess. Maybe they just technically treat it as a missile, and that means they have that missile terror to them. Wave 4, let's go. This is going to be a fun one to watch because of all the sentries and pickets. Because we get to watch that happen. And it's going to get real juicy in a second when they get surrounded. Just watch. Nice. I want to slow motion one of them. A little disappointing because he was far away. He's trying to back off to give her flux. Because they can't, they can vent, but it's basically a suicide sweep. So, see there what I was talking about earlier, the Pruin Burst actually flashes for a second, they get invulnerable, shots bounce through them. Ooh. So, the AI can Pruin, oh no. Cavalier's in trouble. Oh, the hammers. Oh no! Moment of silence. That picket is overloaded. No, you're right, fantastic. The Pruin Burst is disabled after the shields are disabled after the Pruin Burst, but that's not the Pruin Burst causing it. It's that the shield turns off after a certain amount of flux. It's something like 80%. And the AI will often use Pruin Burst to hit past that point. So, that was not my expectation. I figured the Cavalier was going to be the last one alive. But the Cavalier got caught out between two ramparts. And I assume it was the hammers that took it out. I wasn't watching at the time, unfortunately. The hammers just probably... Oh, the Sabos too, right? They have medium Sabo launchers, and they were two of my horns. Combination of Sabo and hammer probably just... It was too much, unfortunately. I disagree, Angry. I don't think Templar ships are overpriced credit-wise. I mean, they could be definitely cheaper for the tournament setting, but in campaign, yeah, it makes sense in campaign as you're saying. And also the high credit cost also affects the restoration cost. It makes Templar ships prohibitively expensive to restore. Yeah, this guy's not going to be long for this world. This is the Frigate spam wave. That's... Oh, man. I hate watching my favorite faction not do well. Oh, yeah, you're right. It does take about a second for the shield to fire back on. I guess I was wrong. That's okay. I've been wrong before. Problem is, the Perlin Burst also EMPs them, which is really good. Like, that hammer barrage is not functional. At least Sabos are not very good point damage, so they don't punch the armor very well. Hammer, hammer! There we go. Friendly fire on the hammer. Yeah, I'm figuring that's what happened to the Cavalier was hammers. Like that. And now he has completely lost his front armor. Yeah, it's almost all going to the hull. Ship system saves it at least. Oh, now he's taking malfunctions. Yep. 11 and 6 CR. Oh, man. Come on, just kill one of the ships. Get another point. They just need to kill one of these ships, and they'll get another point. There we go. Wave 5. Okay, so at least I got 4 points. But I don't think they're going to make it to 5, unfortunately. Yeah, Sai, the hammer reflection was great. By the way, guys, I encourage you all to make clips of this stuff the same way Nemo was. I'm sorry you can't post it in chat. That is my fault. Boxes are greater than aliens. Yeah, I guess it's what we're seeing here, isn't it? Yeah. Squalls. They're making them waste Perlin bursts. And Mark, the autocannons are very good weapons against Templar in general. Oh, it's gonna go. Oh, he destroyed. He was destroyed! No explosion. Fight on without me, he says. Oh, wrong one. He's got 2 squalls on him right now. That's not good for him. See how many wardens he can kill. That's 3. Four wardens. Let's go for 5. Come on, I believe in you. And 5 wardens. How many Merlins are there? There's 1, 2, 3 Merlins in the first wave. Probably 4. Another destroyed. Cavalier got the explosion at least. We got that going for us. Alright, so wave 5, we get 4 points for Star Schultz and the Knight Templar. A lot of 4-pointers today. Alright, this one was a dropout. I don't have it written down. Oh, it was Abiz, that's right, with Neutrino. Unfortunately did not submit a fleet in time. So he's a dropout for the round. Instead, we have Naya playing the Foundation of Borken, which Naya helped translate, I believe, and like make things for. And it's named the Squirming Mass of Tentacles from Beyond the Known Universe. My understanding is that these are all phase ships. I don't know much about them. They all have tentacle-related names, so I assume we're going to see something tentacle-related. God help us all. Budget. It's more than 10,000 away, but I have no idea how this fleet functions, so... Oh, they're all phase ships, that's right. That's a big laser, and I think I see what the point of the tentacle references are. It's a visual effect when they go phase. With an interesting sound effect, actually. Tsunami, do you think Mudskipper Mark II can be a ghetto vanguard? I don't think the Mudskipper Mark II can be anything but a coffin. Ooh, that's pretty. Say what you want about this faction, it looks kind of neat. Exceptionally lethal, though. None of them have shields, of course, so we'll see how well they last time-wise. They're going to have a similar issue as Templar, where they're just going to take damage, no matter what they do. Like that guy just took damage because he unfazed on top of the broken hull. Or him, who I think just took a missile hit. Yeah, you've lost hull. But your armor's back. Okay, they regenerate armor, so that's a bit in their favor. Tsunami says I have to like one of the small pirate ships. I mean... what's one I like? Predators are cool. Predator X is like... it's a mini enforcer, missile-wise. I love the thing. Stick some, that's the ship you need to stick those artillery swarmers on for maximum efficiency. 4 small missile hard points. Oh, this one does have shields. And of course it's got a tentacle looking thing. It looks almost like the shields are attached to little modules. A lot of visual effects in this. Definitely made with some effort. This faction's from the Chinese forms, isn't it? More or less. I mean, Naya helped make it, I think, or at least helped make stuff for it. I don't know much about them. This guy has almost no armor. I think that's the color of no armor. It's hard to tell. Oh, wow. Oh, no. Well, we lost one. Because the Hephaestus are just that good against ships without shields. Wave 3. So what we saw there was, unfortunate. Oh no. One died, one took half hull damage. This is looking like a repeat of Tyrador, where it's just getting sabotaged by itself. I haven't seen this ship do much. It's the one that fires all the missiles, though. It looks fancy. It's got kind of a cyberpunk feel to it, maybe. Magitech. So do these things do regenerate armor? I'm not imagining that, am I? It's either regenerating it or they're actually spreading the armor out around itself. Dude, that'd be a cool mechanic, actually. Yeah, like, because that's clearly duller. I think, if anyone knows for sure, yeah, Fearlock just said they regenerate armor, but it pulls armor from damage from the undamaged sections. So yeah, they equalize the armor out. That's an interesting mechanic, actually. I wonder what like the delay is on doing it. I'll have to like lock onto a ship while it's taking damage to see how quickly it happens. I wouldn't be surprised if it's tied to phasing. Like every time it phases, it starts happening really quickly. Oh, this guy might take damage. There's a decent sound design on this too. I'll get that. Angry says this is less overpowered than he expected from the anime faction. Apparently, the guy who made, like, Originem, according to conversation I've very vaguely paid attention to in the Discord, Origem's been working on making his factions a bit more somewhat balanced. Kind of a neutrino style of balance, though, where, like, for the most part it's fair, but there's outliers which are intentionally unbalanced with, like, costs to them. Oh, yep, it's modules. I mean, I could have seen that just by locking onto it in hindsight, but yeah. So, I guess the some of these Chinese mods are becoming more or less in line with the kind of standards we have. We being those of us who believe in the mod mafia and talk way more than we should about things we shouldn't know anything about. Oh, does Naya also rebalance them a bit? That might be a fair compromise, as long as, you know, or again, the guy who makes this stuff is okay with that. I'm waiting to see a chance of a ship taking armor damage when they're generating it, because I want to see what it looks like. They're probably going to make it through this wave fair enough, even though they've taken casualties. They're kind of like anime Templars in a way. I mean, if they're meant to be like a boss faction, that's what I'm sure. I think there's a lot of boss factions in the Chinese mods from what I've heard. I like how flashy these mods are, though. I mean, see, the issue is that because you guys have seen today that my computer doesn't run perfectly, I gotta limit what mods I install. So I don't like doing things that are questionably balanced because then I have outliers. Oh, modular went down. And there goes the whole ship. They might make it through this wave, depending on how effective this guy is. Yeah, the hammers are being a lot more effective than one might expect. And yeah, the armor equalizes like in a single phase. I just pointed at my screen as if you guys could see it. Oh, there's another chance to see it in the phase. Oh, it looks like it's phasing. It equalizes naturally, but the phase accelerates it dramatically. Okay. Probably because phase, you know, speeds up time. The modular ship is cool. Like, this is a cool faction. I'll give it that. I'll give it a stamp. I mean, it's got really cool. And hammers do make short work of them. I wonder, I think, based off what I'm seeing, none of the ships are actually sustaining in phase. So I think they'll have scythe-style phase where it only lasts a few seconds. Alright, they made it to wave 5. Good, they're not going to 3-point it. I was worried. I don't like when ship fleets 3-point things. Tyrador going down like that, as funny as those drones were, I was sad to see them go so quickly. Yeah, this is cool. I don't have much to say, honestly, because I'm just sitting here basking in the cool sound effects and visuals. Because they do look nice. Otherwise, I think the fighters are probably phased too. It would make sense if everything's phased for this faction. Well, that's a good visual effect. I mean, it's just the sparking effect from EMP. It's not that difficult to put that into ships, but a lot of factions do it, and it works really well. Very lacking in point defense. I think missiles are a general weakness of this faction. Well, guys, there you go. If you're worried about it being a little bit bloated in power, just use more missiles against them. They have basically no point defense. I mean, yeah, they clearly have point defense weapons, but they're not doing anything. If anything, their point defense needs buff. Jeez. Has anyone seen them shoot missiles down at all? Wave 5 vanquished. Okay, so that's 4 points for Naya. It was a good fight, and it was a really interesting thing to watch, actually. Next up, ignore that. That was Nomads, which did not get submitted, unfortunately. Stormy is another no submission. Now we have M. Shadowy, who is playing with Metelson Industries, the Chunky Boys. Another faction I haven't played much with, even though they've been around. So we have Kavos class Brute minigun ships. Some of their refit, which is, I think the refitted. What the heck is it? I don't know. It's kind of it's THI styled, this faction, where they have a lot of refits for ships. Like they have this Wolf refit, Wolf blueprint specifications. That's the Enforcer refit. This one, which has 3 mediums and 2 smalls. So it's got that thing that Meso always complains about, how the Enforcer should have the left and right middle mounts be small, but the missiles are synergies, so it can ballistic out the butt. Next is the Rastrum bullet hose. I don't know what it is. The Paula design. What's the Paula? That one? Nope. Whatever this thing is, it's a cruiser. Whatever this thing is, it's the Mega Brute. Okay, so this one's important. It has a planet cracker. Right. The Metelson's supposed to be like a mining-themed faction. And a bunch of fighters of various types. We got Colliers, Negles, Obex, and yeah, that's the whole thing. Let's go! That's, again, a lot of ships. I mean, that's 16 ships. I think this is the most we've had for a fleet that actually has a capital. And cruisers. It has a capital cruisers and a lot of small ones. This is a full fleet, yeah. It's 16 ships, which is half of endgame for the campaign. Beam Wolves with a very like near hit scan energy weapon. I can't fast forward around these guys. Their shot's gonna bounce through things. Not bounce, phase through things. Enforcer refits have really big shields. Okay, something I'm noticing right away, I'm going to take a screenshot of this just for reference. The weapons are not actually on the sprite. It's a bit of a... Yeah. Yeah, Guai, that's a capital, I think. I mean, it's listed as a battleship. So... No, yeah, that's a capital. It better be, look at those weapons. It's a light capital. It is a pretty light capital, but still. It's like the Falcon of capitals. That must mean that it's the best of the faction, of course. Uh-oh, hammers. Woo! Unfortunate. He's out of armor on his right side. I assume this guy's reckless. And he just lost most of his armor on the front because he decided to get too close. Wave 2, let's go. Yeah, wave 1, already the capital has lost half of his front armor. That's not good. On the plus side, the fleet has the ships to spare. I think this fleet will do a pretty decent job of sustaining, so they might not have to suffer through the battleship-only fight as readily as others might. Is that damper field? Yeah, that's damper field. And we got... Heck, what's that gun? Yeah, it doesn't look like it's mounted on a slot, so it's probably a built-in that I didn't notice. Oh yeah, that's Planet Cracker, right. That is a lot. Look at that. Boy, Tongo enable like Ingus. Struggling to get. That's how that's pronounced. I guarantee it. Will this be saved on YouTube later? Yeah, I'm gonna see. I tend to forget to upload my videos to YouTube, but I'm gonna do this like immediately after. Because people are gonna watch it, and they can't watch it otherwise. So yes, this will be on YouTube. You can really tell the non-combat nature of these ships. The Capital has 3 larges, even though 1. The Cruiser has a large, it looks like. It looks like a built-in large. And a built-in medium. Yeah, a lot of built-in weapons. And then a couple, just like 4 smalls. This faction needs the many ships, it looks like. Wave 3. Let's go! The gear type and more, I have no idea what that is, dude. Sorry, Tsunami. Oh no, you missed. Is that another built-in weapon? I think that's another built-in weapon. Actel cannon looks like. Firing those Hellbore-like shots. Man, this is like the anti-THI. Refitting vanilla ships to have less gun. These are low-tech guys, so they're basically immune to squalls and locusts. We don't have very many low-tech leaning factions in play other than low-tech itself. So it'll be nice to see another faction just not have to care about some of the waves that are giving other people big problems. Assuming they make it that far anyway. We've had a couple early kills today. Most of ours actually have been. Looking at the scoreboard, I've had more fleets die wave 5 than not. The fabled lethal wave 6 hasn't been that big of showing today. Wyvern says, "Oh my god, did anyone see the missile?" No, I didn't. Where was it? Who's got the weird missile? Oh, it's a lot of salamanders. That is one issue, though. They don't have a lot of rear defenses, so salamanders are probably going to have a disproportionate effect on these guys. If you made vanilla turrets have wider arcs at the cost of losing mounts, and it would only be an improvement in most cases. It's iffy. It depends on the ship. You could say that about basically anything. It's a lazy answer. Look at these fighters. What the heck? Little turreted guy. Army boy. Pew pew. Oh, he just got sallied. Oh no. And it looks like they don't have hidden fighter mounts, so the salamanders EMP the weapons. At last, a worthy adversary. That's the capital, which has no armor left. Like none on the front. The capital is going to be one of the first to die, I think. It's just too reckless. The turn rate, though, oh my god. Can you crop Twitch clips, SCY? When you make a Twitch clip, it'll give you like the ability to pick the timestamp. Like, yeah, basically you're cropping the period of time. You don't even have to. You can actually go back like 5 minutes now. Wave 5, let's go. This wave's probably going to be less of a problem for this faction than normal, except the armor. I'm not seeing a lot of anti-armor weapons on these guys, so who knows. Squalls are a bit of an issue for the ships that do try and shield tank it unnecessarily. Man, other than the Enforcer refit, most of these ships have like have basically one tier weapon below them. Like, it's really weirding me out how quickly that thing turns. Jeez, does this capital have safety overrides or something? Does that fighter have hammers? The fighter had 2 hammers, nice. We've lost one of the cruisers. The other cruiser is flexed out. Or locked at high flex, rather. The battleship is steadily losing health. It just doesn't have a counter or a response to the squalls. On the plus side, it can basically turn to whatever direction it wants to use armor. Okay, seriously, the Actel cannon is just a hellbore. Or you, yeah, you're flamed out at, like, no health. Good thing there's this rubble in the way. These guys should make it to wave 6 fine. Wave 6 might give them trouble just because they're so wounded, though. I like leaving the mouse at angles because it kind of lets the screen pan like this. It gives it's the cinematic experience. I'm just saying, the Actel, it's a Hellbore. It's just a Hellbore. Maybe slightly stat adjusted, but that seems to be what it is. Kavos has died. I think that was the wolf. Hard to tell. There's not much left. It might have been one of these guys. Nope, it was a wolf. Alright, like I said, the locusts, most of these ships can shrug off the locusts as long as they still have armor. Last wave unfortunately skimmed the armor off of almost every ship in the fleet. The battleship might just get nailed by locusts even. I mean, look at that health. Oh, there's the angle. There we go. Custos going down. Custos down. I don't know where it is though. There it is. Yep, the locusts are gonna do it. Locusts and the Jolnir. Oh, he has enough soft flux, he can just passive vent it, I guess. You're not helping. Oh no. There we go, battleship down. Oh, that's what the noise is coming from. They might be able to kill this rampart if they... No, they all gotta go away from flux. These guys seem to flex themselves out just as well as the Enforcer does. Ooh, that's a lot of fighters. Oh, they haven't been able to screen for fighters well enough. Oh, man. I'm telling you, wave 6, that's a killer. No medic's going to help you, bud. Uh-oh. He tried to hero. Now he dies. Oh, nope, got out of range, just in time. Where's more action happening? Okay, they're getting off to the edge of the map, so they're blown up. Oh, you're probably next. I like doing that. It's a good, like, little recording thing. Just go silent and record it. Slow-mo. Alright, so what do we have left, Sitrep? 1 Enforcer variant, 3 frigates. If I got above, that came out of nowhere. No, it didn't. I think that came out of everywhere. Ooh, unfortunate. Yeah, this is respectable, Shadowy. Going into the second day, especially with the Underdog fleets, actually, I'm feeling like making it to Wave 6 and dying, even though it's more or less the median, it's a reasonable median to get. If you can get there, you've made a good fleet. I'm still mildly disappointed that my fleet did even worse the second time than it did the first on the screen. It's like my fleet has stage fright or something. Alright, so that's 5 point for Shadowy. Okay, next up. A faction I haven't even tested it, honestly. I hope it works. It should work. I mean, there's no reason it wouldn't. So this is Sinrasha with the Looters and Artefact mods. Again, they're two smaller mods, so they combined. He's got a third one, which is mostly high-tech kit bashes, but that's not included. So we have some battle carriers, the battleship, which is also a carrier, with 4 fighter bays, 2 fighter bays, that's 8, and a custom cruiser with an energy. Huh. So this fleet, this faction seems to have a lot of small weapon mounts, which apparently has been fitted with 22 tactical lasers. Oh man, that's a lot of tactical lasers. And 11 medium mounts too. This capital has a lot of mounts. Next we have Shadows, which are little frigates. Alright, and what's the fighters, right? Lilliput Death. Alright. Oh, those were fighters, not frigates. So we got a bunch of like heavy fighters and some light ones. Very close to the budget, nice. Only 200 credits behind. Bit slow. So we'll fast forward. They're only cruisers and destroyer. I mean, not destroyer, battleship. I didn't check. Does this guy... Oh, come on. Does this guy have integrated targeting unit? No advanced optics, though. So he can't go max range with attack beams. He can't pull off the 1800 range. It seems that the big built-in gun, it looks like, has a lot more range than the attacks do, and it probably is a steady AI, so it's not a good... Oh, what the? These things fly around. They're zippy. Nemo says there's beam spam, and then there's 22 tactical lasers. I'd have to agree with that assessment of the situation. Though it looks like the tactical lasers can't converge very well. Or it's just because it's a big ship far away, so they're not... No, yep, these are in range. So the tac beams can't actually stack very much. This is an interesting approach to missiles, actually. They, like, it takes miss on purpose to an interesting degree. They fly out, then they kind of shoot in a different direction. It's meant to distract and annoy point defense. Clearly. And it does a really good job of it. I mean, they're just firing in all directions now. What are those missiles? Ooh, that's interesting. Man, these guys are weird. I'm cool with weird. Oh yeah, the attack beams can converge when they're like at their flanks, but it looks like it's a pretty narrow area where they can converge. I wonder if attack beams were a good option for this though. It doesn't seem to have any kind of anti-armor. This ship is built completely around many, many small hits. Zoomy projectiles? That's a good name. That's a good name for these. Oh, it looks like they cause hard flux. I'm a bit against that, just on principle. What is the capital ship system? I can check. The defense boost. Increased defensive ship and fighters, but reduces their damage. So it's probably like a half damper field. Yeah, looks like the zoomy things generate hard flux on hits. So the derelicts are overloading. Or whatever these guys are shooting, they might be doing the flux. Something's doing it. Overdrive flux beam. Yep, these guys have weapons that just generate flux. And it looks like that's basically all they do. Ah. I guess. Like, they're barely doing any damage at all, it's just the flux. Interesting. Not how I'd approach it, but I guess that's interesting. Looks like a lot of different weapons generate hard flux, not just the heavy fighter beams. The big beam on this guy probably does too, based on the color. The zoomies definitely do. I love the name Zoomy. You can't tell me otherwise. The zoomies definitely look like they're doing damage, flux damage. Like, hard flux. Interesting. Ballistic bombers. Somebody actually made ballistic bombers. People keep talking about making ballistic bombers, but someone actually did it. Quick, say ballistic bombers again. The heck's this? Interesting. Is that probably a ship system? Or whatever that gun is? It's probably the gun. I mean, that sparking thing. Yeah, right. It doesn't look like the zoomies are the ones doing hard flux either. I don't know or care what they're called here. I'm gonna call them zoomies. Yeah, I wonder if this faction needs a mild buff, or if it's just a loadout's not being very damaging. Hard to say. I don't know what these are, but it's fascinating to watch. I'll give it that. This is the issue I pointed out that Shadowyards was going to have, but times 20. Easily. What's the health and armor of this guy going at? Armor is basically gone, health is dropping. They're like an anime exigency. I mean, I can definitely tell the similarities. But yeah, the issue with this faction is definitely that it has no ability to get through armor. It takes so long to penetrate. Once it penetrates, they're doing reasonable enough DPS. I mean, given that they're equipped with almost exclusively support weapons, I consider this reasonable DPS. Problem is, they're only equipped with support weapons. Speaking of blue alien-looking things, I'm pretty excited about Exigency. I don't know about the rest of you. I'm way more excited about Exigency than I am THI. Alright, well, Sanasha, you got 2 more rounds to diversify your stuff, because, like, this is a pretty good core of support ships. Now I would say avoid ships that have weapons like this, because they're such support weapons. Getting some ships that form a better core of your fleet, you know, do the damage and stuff would probably be really good. Oh yeah, Knight. XE will come back soon. Probably not for a few months. Maybe not even next year. Maybe not even in 0.8. You know, every day it goes, it's worse. Worse and worse. I love the look of ballistic bombers. With only one ship that it's a fight, these guys basically outbeam them. This is like a repeat of the high-tech faction where they just out-ioned everything with Tempests and ion beams. Wave 3. That took a while. Man, oh man, that took a while. And it's gonna keep taking a while, isn't it? Warthogs are, I mean, you could kind of consider a Warthog ballistic bomber, but not at all. They don't have limited ammo. They don't have as much burst. This faction is anime as hell. I like using anime as an adjective for wacky and fun. And brightly colored too, you gotta keep that in mind. These guys have anime protagonist hair for sure. If High-Tech had brought like a single high-intensity laser sunder, they would be good night. You know what, Angry? You might be right. They probably would have gotten a lot further if they just had Sunder or something. Well, Ombre's down. It's just the Capital left. With their 22 Tacklet beams. Which actually isn't that big of a number considering that it's a broadsider without perfect convergence. And I mean, the attack lasers, they don't do much. High-Tech is going to Nally next round, because that's the thing, Wiki doesn't have to do any more Tempests or Arachnes. He could build actual ships now, haha. And they would be so good at making everything cry. Man, with all the flux generating weapons and everything, these guys just can't get close to them. Let's watch all fast like, because I'm getting desperate. Oh boy. Oh, that's a really opaque shield. It's interesting looking as a style choice. All status critical, all status critical. Yep, just keep repeating that. Someone will hear you, I'm sure. All status critical, thank you. Screenshot that. It is very good at sandbagging, that's an interesting term. My ship's in critical condition. Oh man, yeah, this fleet really needs better, more boom, as someone said. The chat log went up. .7 damage attack lasers, you're right, Donka, because of the defensive system. Attack beams don't even do full damage. And there we go. Alright, that's 2 points. Unfortunately, Sinrasha, you specialize too much in support weapons without any, like, anything to back it up, unfortunately. Alright, next up we have Ani with New Galactic Order. I hope I'm pronouncing it. It's A-H-N-E, Ani, An. You know that. NGO is another faction I've never used prior to this. Again, I need to be overly picky with my factions because of the limited RAM. So I'm just kind of gonna let you guys look at this. Make your own judgments for what kind of stuff it's got. And it's just repeating. These are cruisers? Command carriers. It looks like it might be a capital. 2 large synergies. And a bunch of other stuff. Yeah, that looks like it's a capital. A light capital, but a capital nonetheless. And this is a cruiser. It lists it. Alright. Oh, all that was only 4 ships, right. They're all carriers. Or at least they got the 2 big carriers. Budget, pretty close, but a bit of a gap of 13,000. That nebula is really interesting. I agree, guys. This nebula right here, this cloud, it's a good cloud. Oop, right. When you hold shift, it speeds that up too. Are they all cautious? Ani, are they all cautious, dude? This gives me conniptions. Interesting fighters. Phase fighters too. Big boys. Desolator cannon. Starburst cannon. Drill SRM. Proton particle lance. Well, that's a burst beam, isn't it? Looks like it is. Yep. Okay. Fair enough. These guys may be timid or cautious. I gotta not lock onto the fighter for that long. Oh, miss. That hurts. That hurts. What the heck are these things? This is a very red faction. It's a very laggy faction. Java hates me. Missiles! I can always appreciate a good missile fleet. Woo! Oh yeah, these fighters are spooky as heck. All those missiles, jeez. Wave 2, let's go. I see why he went carrier heavy, I guess. These carriers are a bit meaty. A lot of really powerful missiles. Hopefully they're all reloading for his sake, because, you know, they're not going to last otherwise. I think they killed that defender. Ooh, uh-oh. Okay, they're high explosive damage. So at least didn't murder the ship instantly. Fucking awkward. Next up, we have these carriers actually in combat range now. You see? A lot of beams in this faction. Red and orange angry beams. Everything just looks angry. Crypt fighter. Say what you want about how powerful these fighters are. At least it's not 50 drones with 2 IR pulse lasers each. Just saying. I mean, just give my opinion is all. Nice kill. Rampart. You don't need to be sorry about Yui. You played the faction the way that it was meant to be, and it was a good, enjoyable time. None of us were bored. I'm sorry that your ships killed themselves by using RAM drive, honestly. I wonder if we'll be allowed to change the personalities of our ships in subsequent wave rounds. This guy really wants his Bastion dead. Did you see that? Why watch that whole thing? I can't even do anything because there goes the locusts. At least they're keeping a stable pace. Kicking ours, cautiously optimistic for clearing the walls. I don't know. The problem is, not many ships. If one of them go down or gets in danger, that's basically it. These small ship fleets can be really good or really bad based off of what the RNG declares. Let's see how they do with Picket and Sentry spam. They're doing all right. Getting good kills per second. That kill feed stack up. Always nice to see a kill feed stack like that. I love the look of a big, fat kill feed. Oh, yeah. Yeah, the carrier's in trouble here. If he doesn't get support soon, this is what I'm talking about with the small fleets. He's in trouble. Seem to have a decent amount of armor left, at least. I mean, basically untouched for armor. Because only Sabos and the machine guns have been hitting him. That's the thing. He got surrounded to heck, but it was all just kinetic damage, which is a saving grace. Next wave, let's go. The enemy fleet is defeated, plus escape to end the battle at any time. No, no. I don't know why it says that. Okay, looks like more of the meat is going towards the 3 rather than the 1. The 1 really needs to join the 3. Yeah, this guy's in trouble. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. least we have some that can fight a Merlon consistently. NGO is too red, drones cannot deal. Well, I mean, red is hotter than orange. Oop, yep, armor's gone. Wait, where do the ramparts go? Oh shit. The fleet's getting more and more spread out. This is dangerous. Oh man, look at how just battered that guy is. I'm disappointed when those torpedoes don't hit things. They're so lethal. Jesus. Like bigger hammers, but faster, and each fighter has 2 of them. And these guys... I don't know, Ani. You might be in trouble here. Oh yeah, it looks like the orange beams of the EMP. And the arc is orange too. I like that. Why don't more people do colored EMP? That's really cool. I want purple EMP arcs, thank you. The carrier bug? I don't know if it's a carrier bug. I think it's just the AI are cautious or timid, something like that. One down. Oh, but it let loose a final torpedo that landed ahead. These are the only survivors. Phase fighters, man, they're great. Only survivor of that whole fight. Beautiful. Now everything is getting gimped for fighters. They should, because they're clustered now, they should be fine with the rest of the wave. They'll make it a reasonable distance. So slow, man. Triangular. Correct me if I'm wrong, but is this a capital? It looks like a capital, or it might just be like a really heavy cruiser. Yeah, you're right, dude. I wouldn't be surprised if these guys make it wave 9 just because these guys are really power dense. The issue is the Gauss cannon wave is wave 8, and wave 8 has been a showstopper. Like, it's here. It's coming. And it's angry. Got a good kill feed going, though. It's capital. Oh, so we got... This is the only submission so far that has 2 capitals. And that's why it's so dense. Only 4 ships. Is because double capital. The cruiser's been damaged for a bit, I think. I could be wrong, though. It's all in the fighters for this, honestly. The Gauss cannons outrange them so much. Look at that. Okay, I gotta check something. Integrated targeting unit. That's it? Really? How the heck? It's only got integrated targeting unit for extra range. It seems like it has so much more range than that, though. It is a Gauss cannon, which is 1200 still. 1200. I mean, it has like 700 range, 1700 range. There's a lot. But it seems like they're firing them even more. And there goes another cruiser. Or the first cruiser, actually, from this faction. Yeah, like I said, for this wave, it was all in the fighters. Unfortunately, the fighters didn't take the initiative. One of the cruisers did instead, and the cruiser just can't outfight these guys without fighter support. Wave 8. I keep thinking Wave 8's the one with the Gauss cannons. That's Wave 7. Wave 8's the one with the worst thing anyone has ever created. I hate this. I hate it. Everything about this makes me angry. Oh my god. Stop. There's no way he's gonna make it through this. Look at that. And there it goes. Okay, now it's just the cap left. And that's it. Game over, man. Game over. Wave 8 done. 7 points. Oh, it doesn't have to be that cheap of a capital comparatively. I mean, a lot of fleets could fleet field 2 capitals. I could with Diable. Low-Tech probably could have tried to struggle their way through 3 capitals, but it would have been only onslaughts, and good luck making that even at all sustainable. Alright, now, IFED. This is the final faction of the Underdog League. We have a Titan-class frontline carrier. Bunch of how many battlecruisers? 2 battlecruisers? Does that mean it's a heavy cruiser or a light capital? Because it looks pretty small for a capital, so it might be a big cruiser. Here, you know what? You're a capital, for sure. You, let's see. Really? That's a capital? Or is ITU just the same price for cruiser? What the heck? How much is ITU on a capital, isn't it? It's 25, right? And it's like, how much on a cruiser? Is it also 25? Am I forgetting things? I might be forgetting things. But for anyone who actually knows what this faction does, that's not me. Oh shit, what the fuck? Sorry, shouldn't have swore. Haha. 25 for capitals. You're telling me this faction, this fleet has 5 capitals. Fearlock, please confirm. 5 capitals. But each capital barely has the weapons above a cruiser. In some cases below a cruiser. This is a strange faction. Stop teleporting! You shouldn't be able to teleport like that. Oh, what the what the? What? Each fighter has 2 harpoons! Each fighter has 2 harpoons! Oh no! Oh my lord! What was that? What? What is that? What is all that? What in the world? What? Every fighter has 2 harpoons. Every fighter has 2 harpoons, guys. What the heck? That noise! Oh boy. Everything's got capital tier stats, cruiser tier weaponry, and the fighters have 2 harpoons. This will be the first. I don't know, Sinrasha. I don't know. Well, they're already losing CR. The Scythe thing already is losing CR. It's already at 69. Its peak performance time is an astounding 83 seconds. 83 seconds. With safety overrides, of course. Okay. What a... Ooh. Guys, did you miss? Every fighter has 2 harpoons. Stop it! That is not a frigate. How could no, that's not a frigate. That's too big to be a frigate. No, that's destroyer size. Look at it. Compare it. If that's a frigate, I'm a little annoyed. Oh, and the capitals have limited missile weapons too. I guess that's fine because there's just going to be an unlimited amount of harpoons. 2 per fighter. What is this? Why is God forsaken us? Oh my lord. Oh my lord. Oh. I can't even concentrate on the weird fume. I'm just astounded that 2 harpoon fighters exist. My computer's astounded too. It just keeps... It has to stop to, like, process the number of harpoons. Just... Alright. So, people on the forums believe, apparently there was a thread posted like a week or two ago. People on the forums saying that missile weapons should cost 0 ordnance points and/or should always have infinite ammo. Maybe slow reload, but the point being. Here is why missile weapons cost something. This is why missiles don't cost 0 ordnance points. This is why missiles aren't all infinite. Because this is what happens. Wave 4. Yep. Screenshot. This feels right. Oh boy. Free missiles. I sure do love missiles. What in the world? What in the world? What have we done? Hammers! Hammers hit! Oh no! Ooh, look at the middle section. Still has some armor left after getting hit with a hammer. Look at the kill feed, still stacked. Wave 5. Harpoons! I do want to see what Wave 10 is. And if this is the way we get there, I think I'll forgive it. These are the sacrifices we must make. Uh-oh. Capital used up its teleportation. Offensive teleports. Uh-oh. Guys, this isn't good. Oh, and it's down. So much for Wave 10. The dream is dead. Rip the dream. But wait, it's okay. We still have harpoon fighters. We still have queens. Look at that, just no selling the squalls. With active flares. Christ. I'm gonna acknowledge that guy maybe a little bit. Just a thought. Just maybe? Maybe? Oh, okay. Just gonna let him. Where will our harpoon fighters be at, yo? There's a few. There's a few. Okay. I'm happy. Get to see more of this complete nonsense. Oh man. Oh, that's right, these guys have 2 sabos. Four sabos. Okay. No, wait. Yeah, they just have sabos. Okay. Not singles. They have the 3 shots, and they have 2 of them. 6 sabos, and these guys probably. Okay, they just have harpoon MRM singles. See, these ones are balanced. These ones, though. I don't know, man. Seems a little bloated. 6 sabos? Oh yeah, it takes so much time to use up the ammo on a Cyclone Reaper launcher. Like, actually 20 minutes of continuous firing, something like that. They're probably the only missile weapon you'd be able to use here that hasn't been ammo. We're gonna lose another capital. We're losing one. We're losing it. And it's lost. But guess who's fine? He's perfect. He's beautiful. You can't stop him. Oh! They stopped him. Never mind. Let's go harpoons. Guys, he's taking hull damage. Oh, uh-oh. Uh-oh. Is this it? Is wave 6 destabilizing them that bad? Reapers! Got 5 alive still. 3 of them are capitals. 6 alive, right. Reapers are pretty effective, honestly. All the great time to kill is gone. Yeah, they lost 2 of the carrier ships, so they don't have the harpoon spam. It doesn't stack as well anymore. Griffin with Cyclones, 12 minutes of continuous firing. That's pretty good. Yeah. Yeah, if they didn't lose the big capital Titan, they probably would be holding this line. Does IFED still have limited ballistic ammo? Oh my god, that'd be hilarious. I didn't realize it's got a good pulse. And it's off-center because of the antenna. I mean, it's just a casual, like, 4 capital fleet. It's a big deal. And it's still taking losses. Frigate. A destroyer-sized frigate. Safety over there it goes. Oh, by all means, Dancy, do more of this. This is the Underdog League. We're supposed to have fun. Who cares? Oh yeah, the Reapers. The Reapers doing work. Everybody loves that Cume. Alright, we got 3 of the capital things. That thing I think is supposed to be a cruiser. We got 5 ships. This guy has shut off. Okay, he's doing the tournament glitch. Gotcha. Yeah, he is. He's gonna be there for. Let me try something. Oh my god, I can't. I can't reset the AI. I can't do it. So much for that. This poor guy. He's all EMP'd. The long range guys just took him out, which is weird. I would have expected him to do better against these guys. Given that, you know, it's all capitals and stuff, they would have, like, the true range bonus of 60. But I guess they just don't have the long enough range for it. Yukon class is going down. But will it die? Hard to say. Can I give it an engage order? Let's try that. I'll leave it on for a minute. It's drifting. Uh-oh, this guy's in trouble. They're all in trouble, actually. They didn't kill the ramparts quick enough, so they're just outranging them. Almost there. Come on. Come on. I can feel it. Oh, Yukon's down. Almost. Autoplay enabled. Okay, cool. And he's speeding up. Awesome, it worked. He's coming. He's back in action. Autopilot's on as you can... Well, it should be on. There it is. Autopilot disabled. Oh, shit. Oh, right, because I'm clicking. Well, I'm going to get to this zoom level, and this is the zoom level I stick at then. In the name of giving the faction a fair chance. Actually, I gotta make sure that, yeah, engage order's cleared. Okay. I gotta press U every time I press a button. Awesome. And I keep pressing buttons without remembering. Oh man, this is disappointing. I was hoping the endless harpoons would carry it harder. Uh-oh, that's bad, man. Oh no. And it's gone. My ship is in critical condition, guys. Oh, you come back and immediately you lose the flux war. Oof. That's unfortunate. So much for that dream. Yeah, other than the fighters, these ships are very direct fighting. And they're just getting outranged and outfought by the Gauss wings. Wave 8. They made it to 8. Okay. I think I can convincingly say that this is their final wave. Oh, well. Goodbye, final Yukon class. Alright. So. Made it pretty far, though. That's the farthest any of the Underdog actually made it. And that is the end of it. So, thank you everybody who showed up, who suffered through the weird lag, the fact that for some reason we can't post a link, that I can't find how to disable banning links, and my YouTube stream won't work. But otherwise, all in all, it was a good 3.5 hour stream. We got through all of the stuff we need to get through. Assuming that Mendonca, Yui, and Oric don't ask for rematches, because it'd be only fair that we try and give them a rematch. But yeah.